The usual gang of misfits and dope addicts are here.
Oh, Joseph in Kaysville.
Kaysville, huh?
Says, make me feel better, Radio from Hell. Okay. I do appreciate the Ronnie James Dio, Carrie, and you have it on vinyl. That surprises me.
Now, you've got it on this day. I know what it is. I mean,
What?
I must know. But before we go any further, I want to let you know that I have to leave early. It's the only time my travel agent could meet with me is 9:30 this morning.
Oh, okay.
So I have to leave.
All right.
That's the only time she's available.
She's booked out today, is she?
So I would assume you have a really excellent knack for thinking of songs that fit the moment. To quote that song,
Well, I mean, you could look at the lyrics and say that's why I'm playing it. Sure.
it's over, it's done, the end has begun. If you listen to fools, the mob rules.
Play with fire, you burn your fingers.
You've nothing to say. Oh, they're breaking away. If you listen to fools,
I mean, you could look at those lyrics and say that's why I played it.
that's kind of what I was doing.
But actually, I played it because if you look at the album cover, this is artwork. Now, in seminary, I was taught that there's a subliminal hidden message in it.
Is that the door to hell? Is that what that is?
No.
What is it?
It's just a rack that they have to torture people with. See? But now, if you look, see, it just looks like a painting by the late Greg Hildebrandt, who's the artist. Okay. Greg Hildebrandt died last week. He's also famous for making one of the most famous iconic Star Wars posters you've ever seen. Images that are burned into your brain. This image, my seminary teacher said there's a subliminal hidden message in it.
There's nothing subliminal about that.
That's
it's
what
right. It's right there.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
But he said, no. If you look at the blood stain on the canvas,
Yeah.
there's a devil's face in it.
There is?
Is there? I can't really tell.
He says, can you see it? And I said, well, now that's all I can see, thanks to you.
Is there?
If you,
In fact.
I mean, if I hadn't have told you, you wouldn't see it. But you look, it's got horns, it's got the chin, with the beard and everything.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, so
See?
even if that is there, okay.
Still, it's not very subliminal, is it?
No.
I mean, it's.
Well, it's subliminal until my seminary teacher pointed it out to me. And now that's all I can see.
I think I like this album cover because it is blatantly designed
It is, yes.
to scare you.
Yes.
It's ridiculous.
It's here to scare parents, yes.
Yeah.
But,
So, so
Excuse me, I just got a text message from my travel agent. 9 o'clock. I have to be there at 9 o'clock.
I go to pick Bill up this morning, and he gets in the car.
It's because I can't drive. No, I didn't get a DUI. I know that would be the logical assumption, but I have a boot on my leg that makes it impossible.
And I said, I don't think I can do it. And Bill said,
I pointed to the left and said, well, if we turn and go that way, we can be in California in a while, and then plan from there. I thought it would be kind of fun if just you and I ran off together. It's just Bill and you, they didn't show up for work. We don't answer the phone.
So at about 11 o'clock last night, I said, okay, I'm going to bed. I'm not going to be able to sleep, but I will go to bed. And I lay there awake, and I kept picking up my phone thinking maybe, because when I went to bed it was, well, if she wins all the blue block, there's still a path. So I went to bed thinking there's still a path.
Sucker. I went to bed at 8:30.
Really? How could
And
you do that?
I said to my wife, I don't feel so good.
No.
I don't feel too well about all of this. And she said, that's okay. Just go to bed.
See, we didn't watch any coverage.
Yeah.
Did you not know
Just
till this
waited.
morning?
Not till this morning.
Yeah.
How I lay there and I kept thinking, oh my God. And this is the thing that they say about worry. Worry is that you worry before things happen. So I guess the way I'm going to have to attack this is I will deal with things as they come. Because I catastrophizing in my head of, oh my God, now this
Yeah,
and the
don't do
Supreme
that.
Court and
Don't do that.
this.
Don't
and
do that. Wait, just wait till it'll happen, but wait till it happens.
But it's overwhelming to think about. So I'm going to take things one thing at a time.
Well, I'll just say this. You won't recognize this country in about 3 years.
I think you might be right.
I think that I better figure out what to do about my Social Security because I paid into it since 1982. I worry about my nieces. The Supreme Court, yes. You better pick a Christian religion, Bill. Because if you're not a member,
Well, that'll be difficult.
that's going to be a problem.
Yeah. Let me just put this cap on it. I just would say to everybody, people who are not listening right now, I would just say to America, I'm speaking now to America at large. You get what you deserve.
Well, and that was kind of my husband's take on it. He said, maybe this is good.
No,
maybe they will finally see.
They said it last time. We have the memory of goldfish, thanks to our media and thanks to our alleged liberal news media. We have the memory of a goldfish.
Oh, crap. I just got a text from my travel agent.
Again?
Again. She said, I'm canceling the meeting. I'm leaving for Spain. Way to go.
I'm out.
Spain. She's leaving for Spain.
I wouldn't go to Spain.
But there is this little part of me that thinks, no, I'm not going to let the bad man get me down. I'm not. I'm going.
No, I'm going to be here for the next 4 years, and every time something that happens from Project 2025, every time it happens, we're going to be here to report it, and we're going to end the story with, this is what you voted for.
Yeah.
Here's what I would suggest: that we don't report on them at all. We just note it by ringing that that bell, that doom bell, that bong, bong. Yeah, that one. But anytime we barely mention it, and then just play that. Bong.
Well, that's farting around, I guess.
Now, one more text. She says Spain is lovely this time of year.
This has been Farting Around with Carrie, Bill, and Gina on X96, Radio from Hell.
The government there is
They're pretty.
they're
lot of
turning.
people
They're,
like it.
they're turning this way. You don't want to go to Spain, trust me.
Well, that's okay.
All right, let's see. 6:14. Let's check-ins, I suppose.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 8-7. I forgot. Did you when you did the Expo, by the way, that I was listening to yesterday? Smells. Did anybody say they love the smell of napalm in the morning?
I was waiting for that. Nobody
said
kept
it.
waiting.
Plenty of text jokes, so I just ignored them. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, we'll take a break now, and then we'll go to your check-ins. 877-602-9696. That's the number you call to check in with the Radio from Hell show. 877-602-9696. You can also text us 33986.
Empathetics.
Yes, indeed. Now, are you currently going without any health insurance, or are you just fed up? And I could see why you would be, of the complexity and the cost of your existing health insurance. Well, there's the thing called Empathetics Wellness. They offer an alternative private health care membership with unlimited access to Empathetics providers, plus other great benefits like convenient prescription refills and pharmacy savings, acute care and management of chronic conditions like pain and depression, and you may need that, anxiety and ADHD with natural and plant medicine alternatives, steep discounts on weight loss injections, testosterone for vitality, all kinds of things, and a Utah Med card is included with your membership. Private health care memberships are just $95 a month with no contract. Non-members may pay $65 per visit for acute care. Learn more at empatheticswellness.com. That's EMPATHETIX wellness.com.
Look.
Well, it's time for another energetic and fun episode of Beat Gina. And I'm your energetic, always full of vim and vigor announcer, Johnny O. Ever wonder how I get all of my energy?
I do.
I'll bet some of you think it must be bennies. You know, goofballs, white crosses, speed of some kind. Well, nothing could be further from the truth. I get my energy from the same place that dashing Donnie and Marie Osmond do.
Wow.
Donnie and Marie's Super Energy Drink.
Wow.
This special Osmond recipe is one of their favorites. The ingredients are simple. 3 tablespoons of liquid protein, 2 tablespoons of powdered protein, 3 cups of milk, 2 eggs, and honey to taste. Then any combination of peanut butter, bananas, cherries, or any fruit on hand for flavor. Mix it all up in a blender for a delicious, peppy treat. Drink and enjoy, and soon you'll be flying high, just like the Osmonds, Donnie and Marie.
Fly high?
And now, speaking of flying high, here he is, back from his whirlwind tour of the blowhole, Kerry Jackson.
Thank you, Johnny.
You're welcome.
All right. Let's see. That's a real Donnie Marie thing, right?
It's terrible.
Yes.
Sounds
Sounds
awful.
awful. Anyway, Megan is on the phone. The randomizer has picked the contestant. Megan, are you there?
I am here.
All
Hi,
right.
guys.
Hi.
Megan, we're going to toss a coin to see who goes first. It will give you an advantage in the game. You call it heads or tails.
Let's do heads.
All right.
Actual
Heads it
toss?
is.
Oh,
Heads it is. So
Okay.
that means she goes first, Gina.
you are one step closer to winning these tickets to the Kilby Block Party coming to Utah State Fair Park May 10th through the 12th, featuring bands like LCD Sound System, the Postal Service, Vampire Weekend, the Wu-Tang Clan. Are you
Man.
kidding me? That's
Oh, my gosh.
barely scratches the surface of the bands. that
Be
are there.
huge. All right. So the first question will go to you, Megan. You can answer it correctly. If you do, you get the point. If not, I will allow Gina to answer the same question correctly, stealing your point away. And we'll go back and forth till one of you has 3 points. I know Gina really wants to go to the concert, so she's going to fight hard. All right, Megan.
I'll meet there.
Okay, Megan, here we go. These are leftover questions because I got in late last night.
That's
I didn't
okay.
have time to prepare. All right. Leftover questions. Michael C. Hall trivia.
Dexter.
Dexter trivia. During the first 5 episodes in season 5 of Dexter, Michael C. Hall wore what, Megan? Was it 1, a wig? Was it 2, a fake mustache? Was it 3, an edgy T-shirt that says, "The gates of hell open to the sound of my laughter"? Was it 4, denim short shorts?
I'm going to go with 1.
Wig. He had cancer. So,
Yep.
yeah.
Oh, there you
There
go.
you go. So there you
That's
go.
a point for Megan.
All right. Gina. Scooby-Doo trivia.
All right.
Now, there was a live-action film
Yes.
made in 2002, very popular, written by James Gunn, I'll have you know,
I didn't
of
know-
Guardians
I
of the
didn't know
Galaxy
that.
fame. The original R-rated cut of the film included a relationship between 2 characters. Is it 1, Scrappy and Scooby? 2, Daphne and Shaggy? 3, Snagglepuss and Vincent Price? Or 4, Daphne and Velma?
I believe it was Daphne and Velma.
Correct.
The game is tied. 1-1. Now we go to Megan.
Megan,
Okay.
Ron Howard trivia.
We're just skipping all over,
All over the place.
here.
Ron Howard trivia. Who is the godfather of Ron Howard's 3 children? Who is their godfather? Is it 1, Baylock, the trippy alien that loves Tranya? 2, George Santos. I wrote these a while ago, didn't I?
Yeah.
3, Tom Hanks. Or 4, Henry Winkler.
Gosh, it's between 3 or 4. I know Tom Hanks has worked with him in Apollo 13, so I guess I'm going to go with that.
That would not be a good choice. Terribly
I
sorry.
can see where you were thinking it through,
Yeah.
but that would have to be Henry Winkler.
Of course it's Henry
They're
Winkler.
the Fonz. Happy
Fonz.
days.
Yes.
You know.
That's true. That makes sense.
All right. It's 2 points for Gina, and Gina controls the question. This could be it. You may be Kilby courtless.
Gina, another Ron Howard trivia
Okay.
question. Which of the following is the name of Ron Howard's production company?
Okay.
Is it 1, Richie the Sea Productions Limited? 2, Imagine Entertainment? 3 Ronnie Boy Films, or 4 Aunt Bee's Pickles and Shows Incorporated.
Oh, this was too. This was not fair, Megan.
It was not
This
fair.
is Imagine Entertainment.
Imagine Entertainment.
Yes, that's Gina wins the game.
Oh.
Guess Kilby will not court you.
No, I feel bad. That was a gimme on that last.
I shouldn't have. Yeah.
That's. I feel so bad. Even though I beat you, I'm going to go ahead and give you these tickets to the Kilby block party anyway.
Wow, that never happens.
Amazing.
I know, right?
Man.
Hang on the line, Megan. Tell you how to get those tickets.
Listen, I've got to go mix up a Donnie and Marie energy drink.
Let's get this over with.
Indeed, let us get it over with. The sooner, the better. We will take your check-ins at 877-602-9696. You can also text us at 33986. But first, let's officially begin the program.
During IFA's animal food drive, for every 10 bags of pet food and livestock feed sold, IFA will donate 1 bag to feed local animals in need. Stop by your local IFA today and talk with IFA's animal nutrition experts about the best food for your pets or livestock. More details and shop online at ifa.coop.
The moon is 23.1% of full. It's a waxing crescent moon. The moon will rise today at 12:17 p.m., Today being Wednesday, it's the 6th day of November. In the year of our Lord Jesus Christ, 2024, it's the Dog Film Festival today. I don't know where it is, by the way, but I do know that it says German Shepherds are the most common breed of dog used in movies. Like if you just went through all the movies that have dogs in them, be German Shepherds. It's National Nacho Day, put together for the first time by one Ignacio Nacho Anaya in 1947 in a little town, 1947, in a little town in Mexico called Piedras Negras, where, and I've been in that little town.
Blackfeet?
I think it means, black feet. I think it has something to do with the color of the mud along the riverbanks there, and if you're barefoot, it makes your feet dark. Marooned Without a Compass Day.
Okay.
I mean,
all right.
even if I was marooned with a compass, I wouldn't know what to do. And it's National Basketball Day, honoring the founder of basketball, James Naismith, on his birthday. And this is the Radio from Hell show, starring the Lords of Morning Radio. It's Kerry Jackson right there. I'm Bill Allred right here. That's Gina Barberi right over there. Katie for short is our producer there in the background, and Dawson is here, I believe. Helping out. Dawson. Hi, Dawson. And there's 2 dogs today. One staring intently at the camera. That's Gus.
Oh, they both are.
Oh, they both are, yeah. Huh. Dawson, did you put a piece of meat on the camera? Is that what you've done? Yeah, that's all right. Let's go to check-ins now, shall we?
All right. Okay. Let's begin with Milo.
Milo in West Valley. Good morning, Milo. How are you?
I'm doing good and a little bit worried, the election.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness, not another 4 years. Trump supporters have done goofed if they really think they're going to vote for him and get what they want.
Yeah, well.
Voting not in their own best interest, but.
We'll see. We'll see. It's going to be, I won't say interesting. It's going to be it'll be a difficult 4 years.
It is now I didn't think the Tigers would eat my face party.
Oh, my goodness. I'm crossing my fingers for this.
Yeah.
You know what, though? You know who now owes us an explanation?
Who?
Is Spencer Cox.
Yeah.
Now that you're secure, Spencer, now that you've won re-election for governor, you can come out and just tell us what the hell you're thinking about all of this. Because he hasn't said anything about it. Oh, Milo, excuse me, Milo. I just have to read this text from my. Oh, it's my travel agent's assistant.
Oh, because your travel agent left.
Right. She said, I can meet with you at 10 a.m. Iceland is nice.
Iceland is nice.
All right.
Okay.
All right, Milo. See you later.
All right, Milo, thank you. Let's go to Mike in Nashville.
How are things in Nashville, Mike?
Good morning, Lords. Thanks for letting me listen. I'm going to deviate from my normal obsessive talking points this morning. I know it's hard to see the hope right now, but that must be the objective for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Iceland is apparently nice, Mike.
and it's kind of like what Gina said about not trying to think about everything bad all at once, about going day by day. That's how we need to try and look for the hope, is just day by day, whatever you can see.
Yeah.
You ever seen pictures of Reykjavik?
And, it's Joe Biden is still the president for a couple of months. Maybe some good things can happen before he leaves.
Oh, but see, that would require him to do something. That would require Merrick Garland to do something.
Carrie, let me have this 2 months.
You know that Reykjavik is sometimes they have these big steamy pools and everybody goes naked in them.
The food scene has gotten better there too.
I understand it's great. Yeah. So my travel agent's assistant wants to talk to me about that.
Yeah.
Mike, we'll talk to you again. Hang in there.
All right. Thanks
Mike.
All right. Let's go to Ranger Kate.
Hi, Kate. How are you?
I'm hanging in there as well, Lords.
I was in a beautiful part of the world yesterday and the day before down in Escalante, and went to Devil's Garden. That's where I was election day. Devil's Garden.
Nice.
Yeah. What's up, Kate?
Well, I could talk about the woes of last night, or I could circle things back and I could update y'all if you hadn't heard what happened to 399's remains.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the bear up in, is it in Glacier?
No, Grand Teton.
In Grand Teton. Bear 399, the oldest bear that they know of, had many, many cubs over the years.
Hit by a car.
Yeah, 18 cubs.
18 cubs. And had 4 in one litter? Is that,
Yeah.
That
quads back in 2020.
Man. So what's become of the poor bear that was hit by the car?
So the Park Service decided to cremate her remains, and they returned them and spread the ashes in Pilgrim Creek, which is basically where she was from, in Grand Teton. It was where she was born. It was where she denned every winter. It was where people waited for her to come out every spring with her cubs. And so they basically took her back home.
Yeah. Kate, I want to thank you for lightening the mood by talking about a dead bear.
Hey, it was a beautiful ending, and they did a candlelight vigil for her.
Nice.
No, that is lovely. That is
nice.
That is lovely.
Thank you, Kate.
And I'm just trying to lighten the mood. That's all I promised Gina I would. So.
Thank you, Ranger Kate.
Agreed.
I'll see you later, Kate.
All right. I would read all the text check-ins, but we're out of time,
But-
and they're all sad. So.
Well, and just know everybody that texted in, we're all on the same page, it looks like. And we're still.
And what good has that done us?
No, I'm just saying we're still here for you. We're not going anywhere. We're all in this together.
I don't know. Maybe here in the last few months and the last few years of the Radio from Hell show, maybe I'll migrate to the other side.
Before I get to traffic, we do have things that must go coming up. Please, for the love of God, think of something light and silly for things that must go, because the obvious ones,
Yeah.
Email us something silly for things that must go.
Something on the up and up, like a dead bear.
Radio from Hell at x96.com. Me being on the verge of tears must go. Good news. Traffic looks great. No slowdowns or bears running loose. I don't see any of that. If you do, though, you can text it to us and let us know what you're seeing. 33986.
All right. We will take a break. We'll be back after these messages and a song with news, and Frank Christ presents Stand By. Underdog Fantasy.
Underdog Fantasy. I sat and watched some sports over the weekend. And I thought, well, why not win a little money along with that? And Underdog Fantasy makes it really easy with over 5 million happy players across 33 states and $2 billion won Underdog. Makes it so easy for you to cash in on all of your athletes' performances. Want to do a pick'em game? Cool. Pick higher or lower on all your favorite player stats. Travis Kelce came through for me again. Underdog puts the power to cash out in your hands because now you can either keep riding with your entry or you can tap the window button to cash out whenever you want. Every dog deserves a second chance, and with Underdog Rescues, you can get your money back and receive a promo if an early injury causes your entry to lose. With Underdog's double flex option, you can even take 2 L's and still have your entry be a W. Download the app and sign up with the promo code ALLRED and deposit now to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. That's promo code ALLRED. Must be 18 years of age or older. Present in the state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. You know, we all three of us, we wake up very early in the morning. Katie and Dawson and Cameron Diaz, they all wake up early in the morning. And it's hard. I mean, I get up at 3 o'clock and sort of do, perform my toilet. And then...
Uh-oh.
What?
I don't like where the story's going.
That can mean any... That just means, you're showering, although doing my hair anymore is a problem because it's getting thinner. It's falling out.
You've got COVID hair?
I think it's falling out, and so it just looks scraggly and weird. But I guess I don't care. I've been growing my beard though. You like that? I've been growing it a little longer.
Oh, you're kind of doing a point.
Little point to it, trying to because I'm not growing it on my head anymore. So let's try my chin. So anyway, it's hard to do. You guys would agree.
Getting up early.
Yeah, getting up early, and you're kind of groggy, and then you do some pre-show work. I do anyway. Go up and for about an hour and 15 minutes or so do pre-show work, and I'm groggy. I finally sort of wake up. I'm drinking coffee, and then I go downstairs to just kind of finish things up and go out to the car. And as I came downstairs this morning, I was greeted with, if you can go to x96.com/live, is that where people can see stuff? The TV?
No. Click on the Radio from Hell page. Go to x96.com and click on the Radio from Hell page because our other links were deemed... I don't know.
I also tweeted a picture of this at RFH Bill. Have you guys got that picture?
No, I don't see it.
Dawson just told me they had it.
Yeah.
He texted me and said, we have the picture.
RFH Bill. I'll go
at
there.
RFH Bill. There it is. I was confronted with this at the bottom of the stairs.
Is that a family member?
I don't know. I don't know who it is. It's a sort of a desiccated skeleton with long, frizzy hair and...
Is your son bringing his work home again?
Apparently. Apparently he brought that in. And I think he put it in a chair at the bottom of the stairway because he wanted me to see it when I came downstairs.
Is he trying to give you a heart attack?
Healthy gums for that skeleton, I would say.
That's something that I think he built that thing for the Fear Factory haunted house. It's really, really disturbing, though, when you come downstairs and go, what's it? Oh, jeez. Come on. He hasn't done it in a long time, but it's big, too.
It looks life-sized.
I think it's taller than life-size. I'll bet it's 7 feet tall if you stretched it up.
I can't tell. I got no frame of reference.
Yeah, it'd be about 7 feet tall if you... It's sitting in a chair. So
it looks like the kind of thing that you would think is inanimate, and then as you walk by, it would jump out and try to grab
I think that's what they do with it. I believe it's probably got strings, and they use it like a puppet, probably, so that they can make it jerk back and forth. But it's just this horrible skeleton. Frank Christ is a handsome specter in comparison to this thing. So anyway, that's what I live with. On a daily basis.
But that skeleton still has some skin and gums.
Yeah.
Where Frank does not.
Yeah. This skeleton has not finished completely decomposing.
It's fresher.
Well on her way. His way?
Her, his.
I think it's a her, probably.
Is it a her?
Well, let's not put a label on it.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I didn't inquire as to the skeleton's pronouns.
We'll ask.
I didn't do that. Anyway, that's it. I did have a good morning though, because as I said earlier, I was able to coast, not touch the gas or the brakes all the way from 11th East down to 4th East. All the way. All like green lights.
Did you wait till it rolled to a stop, or did you just...
When I got to 4th, there was a red light. So I had to put on the brakes and stop. I was considering looking both ways and cruising through the red light, but I thought, no.
I've done that.
I only, so that's a record for me. The previous record was 5th East. This morning I got to 4th East.
I'm glad you have a project.
It was a good morning.
Maybe what we can do is we can get with the mayor.
Mm-hmm.
We can shut the street down.
Yeah.
And we can have like a Pinewood Derby, except with real cars.
And get a running start, and then just not worry about...
What's that thing where the kids build the cars, though?
Pinewood Derby.
No, they're the full-size ones they drive. What's that?
I don't know.
That thing called?
I want to do it with regular cars.
Just they build cars that coast down what's that called?
Soapbox Derby.
Yes. Very good. Thank you, Carrie. The Soapbox Derby.
But, just because I'd like to see how, my car does against your car.
Yeah, that'd be
have an
interesting.
actual race?
Well, sort of. I mean,
it's a coast.
Yeah. It's not really, it wouldn't be really a race. It would just be, you could even do it separately.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, you'd probably want to.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the heaviest car will go...
Would it, though?
I think
this is physics.
Yeah, I think physics would.
Well, I know that with the Pinewood Derby, I was never allowed to put weights in the car. They would change.
That gives you
because it would give you an advantage. But I'm curious as to. I couldn't use my electric car because it doesn't have neutral. So.
Yeah, I guess that's a problem. It doesn't have neutral because there are no gears to neutralize.
No gears to neutralize. It's go or not go.
This is why I'm afraid to get an electric car.
You know what? I don't think you should.
I feel like it's not a car. I feel like it's
it's a go-kart.
I don't think you should get an electric car.
It's a go-kart. You put the I can't even call it the gas.
No.
You put the go pedal,
and it
goes.
Mm-hmm.
And you let off the go pedal, and it slows down.
But there's a brake, too.
And then there's also a brake.
Yeah.
Oh, thank goodness. I think if you got one, Gina, I don't think you should, because if you got one, you would drive around in a state of bewilderment all the time.
It's actually a lot easier to drive than a regular car.
I
haven't
driven one.
I'm worried about the learning curve.
There's nothing to learn.
There really isn't.
I
driven a golf cart?
Yeah.
You're in.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess I have driven an electric vehicle. Yeah.
And it is time for Big Boy News and Opinioendo. Right after that, though, it's Frank Christ Presents. They're fine. They're just fine. The Dead Celebrity Game. I'm going to give you a list of 4 celebrity names. 3 of those celebs are fine. One of them dead. Pick the dead one correctly. You will win.
You will win tickets to the 10th Annual Big Lebowski Festival, November 9th at Peary's Egyptian Theater in Ogden, hosted by New Ogden Cinema. Celebrate the 1998 cult classic. Get your tickets at ogdenpet.com, ogdenpet.com. Win a pair of tickets from us with Frank Christ.
All right, so the Lebowski Fest. Tickets, 877-602-9696. Line up when you feel it for Frank Christ Presents. The sooner the better, of course, because it's time now for Big Boy News and Opinioendo, brought to you by...
America's first Nutcracker is nostalgic, charming, and magical. Witness the historic 80th anniversary of the Nutcracker, opening December 6th with the magical music of Tchaikovsky, performed live by the Ballet West Orchestra. Tickets at balletwest.org.
Apparently, Richard Gere has heard from my travel agent and has sold his home in New Canaan, Connecticut, and announced that he's moving to Spain. The 75-year-old Pretty Woman star originally purchased the home in 2022 for $10.8 million. He's lived there with his wife, Alejandra Silva, and their 2 children. According to the New Canaan Advertiser, Gere bought the 6-bedroom home from Paul Simon and Edie Brickell.
Oh, really?
Who owned it for 17 years. The home, built in 1938, boasts 11 bathrooms, which is 3 less than Richard Gere really needs. A guest cottage, a pool, several gardens spread throughout the 32-acre property situated amongst thick trees. Back in April, the Runaway Bride actor,
these are all Julia Roberts movies,
opened up about wanting to leave the U.S. and start a new life with Silva in Spain. Silva is originally, his wife is originally from La Coruña, Spain, though she has spent a considerable time with Richard Gere in the States since their 2018 wedding. For Alejandra, it will be wonderful to be closer to her family, her lifelong friends, and her culture, Gere told Vanity Fair Spain. I can live anywhere. I'm a man of the world, he said. No, he didn't really say that. Let's see what else now. Election. Donald Trump scored a decisive victory in a deeply divided nation. And in so doing, the Republican president-elect exposed a fundamental weakness within the Democratic base and beat back concerns about his moral failings, becoming the first U.S. president with a felony conviction. The Republican former president won over frustrated voters with bold promises that his fiery brand of America First economic populism and conservative culture would make their lives better. Don't count on it.
His court sentencing is on the 26th.
Yeah. He will be tested immediately, however, and there are reasons to believe his plans for mass deportation and huge tariffs may hurt the very people who helped him to victory.
Yep. You voted for this, America.
Still, he's set to enter the White House on January 20th, 2025, from an undisputed position of strength. With votes still being counted, he could become the first Republican in 2 decades to also win the popular vote. Mm-hmm. The results left Democrats facing an urgent, immediate reckoning with no obvious leader to unite the anti-Trump coalition and no clear plan to rebuild as an emboldened Trump prepares to retake Washington. Hang on, folks. By the way, a record number of Americans, 24 million as a matter of fact, have applied for passports this year, according to the U.S. State Department. Officials say that's about 500,000 more compared to 2023. There is some speculation that Iceland is a very nice country to live in.
You know, Kerry was saying this yesterday or the day before, and I realized that more than wanting him to not win this election, more than wanting him to go to jail, any of that, I'm just exhausted about the space he occupies in my head. Yeah. And now there's no way for me to not think about him for the next 4 years.
There is. Don't have
that's
to
what
let
I wanted.
it happen.
I
don't
really
want to
didn't
be your
care.
therapist here, but there is a way to not let it happen.
I really didn't care whether he went to jail or not, or as satisfying as that would be. Honestly, the very basic part of it is I'm just tired of thinking about him. And now
1 in 5 Americans, Gina, think that Adolf Hitler, the director of Nazi Germany, did some good things, a new survey has found. In the poll conducted on November 1st among 1,077 U.S. adults, 23% of respondents said Hitler was a good person or an equally good and bad person or a bad person who did some good things. It's the genius of the American public. Mm-hmm. Republican Governor Spencer Cox has won re-election, beating his Democratic state lawmaker rival handily. Cox, long seen as a moderate Republican, was heavily favored to win in deep red Utah, but his unexpected choice to back Donald Trump for the first time this year risked his reputation with his moderate voting base. The governor defeated Democrat Brian King, a trial lawyer, state representative, and by all accounts, an extremely nice man. Mm-hmm. He served for 8 years as the Utah House Minority Leader. Cox's victory still leaves voters wondering what they should expect from him over the next 4 years. The moderate he had been for most of his first term, or the Trump loyalist that he became in the heat of the election season. Cox suddenly endorsed Trump after the July assassination attempt on the former president at a Pennsylvania rally, but he had supported him before. He said he would vote for him before that. So it'll be interesting to see, and I think Spencer Cox, needs to speak up about this now. As we look at the other races here in Utah, let's see. John Curtis beat Caroline Gleich. And John Curtis is going to now replace Mitt Romney. And he said, I'm just excited to be here in the Senate so that we can bring the Utah way to Washington.
Oh, God.
He said that. Also, Blake Moore handily won re-election over the Democrat Bill Campbell. When Celeste Malloy was contacted and said that she was winning her race, the first thing she said was, hello. And then when it turns out now she's won, she said, oh, good. Well, I have until January 20th to get my hair fixed. Let's see. Mike Kennedy was the winner over Glenn Wright. It looks as though and Burgess Owens handily won his district as well.
I just don't get that.
I don't either. Utah Attorney General Republican Derek Brown, who, if you've seen his face on billboards around town, he can't make his face look anything other than smug. Apparently, he beat the Democrat Rudy Bautista, and all of the our good friend Huang Win won her race.
Oh, she did.
Finally, something I can be happy about.
She won her race handily, and Salt Lake County Mayor Jenny Wilson she's pretty much got it locked up to win re-election. Let's see, how much time do we have here?
We got another couple of minutes.
New Jersey woman is suing JetBlue in federal court, over an ice cream sandwich that she claims was dangerously cold, alleging that the cabin crew should have warned her that my ice cream sandwich was frozen solid. In a lawsuit filed on Tuesday and obtained by The Independent, Carla Quinones said JetBlue was negligent for serving food at a temperature below what is reasonable or safe for consumption. The carrier then compounded the problem by failing to warn her of the dangerously cold temperature and solid state of the ice cream sandwich. The defendant said the ice cream sandwich was frozen solid and caused her to severe bodily injuries, including a root fracture of tooth number 10.
Oh, that's an important tooth.
Yeah,
number 10.
If you get problems with a tooth number 10, you are really in trouble. So there's that, and then finally this story. Oh no, that's too sad. I don't want to do that one. Here's a story that'll make you feel better. The secret to elevating classic Thanksgiving side dishes, because Thanksgiving is right around the corner.
That's something to look forward to.
Well, good, because it's right around the corner.
There it is.
I can't quite see it yet.
Well,
No, you can't, Gina. You can't see it because it's around the corner. When it comes this way and rounds the corner, then you can go, oh, there it is. There it is. But the key to elevating classic Thanksgiving side dishes, should be no secret. Butter.
Absolutely.
Butter. Danish Creamery, the maker of America's award-winning European-style butter, has unveiled fresh insights into how Americans plan their holiday feasts and what they most love to eat. The survey shows that traditional foods are cherished and that butter is the common denominator that transforms them into must-have favorites on the Thanksgiving table.
Perhaps in light of current circumstances, I can convince my husband to switch to salted butter. Maybe he would be willing to grant me this.
Oh, Gina. Salted butter, I don't understand. Unsalted butter you use for cooking only. Salted butter belongs on the table.
Always.
No, he is unsalted and
He's insane.
He's crazy. Think of it though: mashed potatoes, butter; stuffing, put some butter; rolls, butter; the green bean casserole, butter. Everything needs butter.
Sports weather traffic.
Pope Francis seemed to inadvertently bless the New Orleans Saints, which couldn't come at a better time as the NFL team just excommunicated their head coach. The head of the Catholic Church posted on Twitter Tuesday morning, quote, The hashtag saints are precious pearls and are always living and relevant because they provide a fascinating commentary on the gospel. Now, when you do hashtag saints, Twitter thinks you mean the New Orleans
Saints.
Yeah. And it connected the Pope's tweet to the New Orleans.
You know what? The Pope's dumb.
Utah Hockey Club lost to Winnipeg Jets 0-3. They play the Blues tomorrow. Puck drops at 6, Bill.
Okay.
Utah Jazz, maybe they'll get their second win of the season tomorrow. They play the Bucks at 6 o'clock. That is your sports weather. It's chilly, 31 right now, only going to get up to 43 for a high today. Overnight lows in the 20s. We're going to be pretty cold for the next several days. We do warm up a little bit by the weekend, it looks like. That is your traffic. Business owners, do you owe $15,000 or more on employment taxes and don't know what to do? McClure and Stewart, your local trusted tax attorneys. Go to McClureandStewart.com today. Also, if I may take a moment and ask for your things that must go. That's coming up in about 10 minutes. Email us right now, radiofromhell@x96.com.
Good morning, Frank.
Well, good morning, everyone.
Frank Christ is here, the Grim Reaper, the Reaper of Celebrity Souls. Frank is here to play the game we call Frank Christ Presents.
They're fine. They're just fine.
I don't think they are.
You seem a little down today,
Frank.
Frank.
They're fine. I don't.
Are you a little down today for some reason?
People have taken my everything that celebrities say and do is right thing a little too seriously.
Well, I don't know. Maybe they didn't take it seriously enough.
No, they took it too seriously because they elected a celebrity again. I mean, let's be honest. He was a reality TV show host.
Yeah, that's true.
So that means that when his passing happens, you'll have to go take his
Not
role.
me.
You won't do it.
I won't. I'll quit.
You'll quit.
Can you do that?
I'll find out and let you know.
Frank reaps the souls of precious
Wind up
celebrities.
doing weekends here at this station.
Your bony hands will be all orange.
Frank is here to play the game. Do we have a contestant ready, by the way?
Yes, John is here.
Hi, John.
Hi there. How you doing?
Good. I'm fine. I'm just fine. How are you?
I'm fine. Just fine. Well, mostly fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Yeah, you can say mostly fine today. John, you know how the game goes probably, but let me explain to those who may not. Frank has given me a list of 4 actors here, and on this list, 3 of the actors are...
Well, they're just fine.
Frank has never met them. He's never taken them away.
No.
But he has taken one of these precious celebrities away to the distribution center, and it breaks his heart to have to do it because Frank loves the celebrity.
I love all of our,
most of them.
95% of our precious celebrities.
And we have a prize. What is that prize, Gina?
Your Big Lebowski
The
Festival.
Big Lebowski Fest.
Where's that?
It is at the New Ogden Cinema. Go to ogdenpet.com.
All right, you ready, John?
I am.
Okay, you can win the prize if you identify the dead celebrity. Because it's National Basketball Day, these are all actors who've been in movies about basketball. Number 1, Karen Black. Her career has spanned 50 years, over 200 acting projects, both mainstream and independent. People, of course, remember her from Easy Rider and 5 Easy Pieces, and people remember her here locally for her work with, you know who, don't you, Frank?
Our local with your local, your weirdo director.
Our local celebrity.
Yes.
Yeah, Trent Harris.
Trent Harris.
Yeah, she was in 2 of Trent Harris's movies, Reuben and Ed, which was delightful, and Plan 10 from Outer Space. Her basketball movie is Drive, he said. That was directed by Jack Nicholson. Number 1, Karen Black. Number 2, Mark Paul Gosselaar. He was a model from the age of 5. He was also in all of the Saved by the Bell iterations, the TV show, the reunions, all of them. He's been in all of them. He claimed that he dated at different times his 3 female co-stars. Do you believe this, Frank? That he dated Lark Voorhees, not at the same time, Tiffany Thiessen, and Elizabeth Berkley.
Well, I mean, if the Brady Show is any example, they were all hooking up.
That's true.
So if that's the case, I would believe it.
So perhaps he did. His basketball movie was called The St. Tammany Miracle. Number 2, Mark Paul Gosselaar. Number 3, Alfred Woodward. She had a breakthrough role in the off-Broadway play for colored girls who have considered suicide when the rainbow is enough. She went on to appear on TV and many movies, including Star Trek First Contact, her basketball movie Blue Chips, number 3, Alfre Woodward. And finally on this list, Terry Farrell had a long career as a model, as an actor, best known for her roles as Jadzia Dax in Star Trek Deep Space Nine. She was reportedly, and I don't know if you know this, Frank, in a relationship with Adam Nimoy. And Farrell,
they're married now.
Well, they're not anymore.
Oh, they're not?
No, very short marriage.
Oh.
They got married on Leonard Nimoy's 87th birthday. Adam is Leonard's son. But in L.A. Times interview, Nimoy called the marriage brief and confirmed that it had ended. Her basketball movie, Crossing the Line, number 4.
She's very tall.
Yeah, 6 feet tall. Very good, Frank. There you go. Those are the celebrities. Which one is dead, John?
I didn't recognize any of the names, so I'm going to go with the 50-year career, number 1.
Number 1, Karen Black. Yep.
Oh, yes.
She died in 2013 at the age of 74.
Tragic.
Yeah. 50 years of work.
You've got those tickets to the Big Lebowski Festival happening November 9th at Perry's Egyptian Theater in Ogden. For tickets, go to ogdenpet.com.
There you go, John. Congratulations. Thanks for playing the game. Have a lovely day, okay? Hang on the line.
Well, I've got to go check on Sally Field. She's fine.
Oh,
I mean, I know she's fine.
I hope so.
I know she's going to be very devastated.
You
this
like
morning.
her? You really like her?
I do. 78 today.
Mm.
I'm going to have a talking to Maria Shriver, though. 69.
Mm.
Oh, well, goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Frank.
Of a rollover crash, I-80 eastbound approaching the Mount Airy exit in Parley's Canyon. The vehicle is on its side and right shoulder. Multiple other cars are pulled over to assist, causing slowage and backups all the way to the quarry. Looks like that's the only issue right now, but if you see something, you can text us and let us know, 33986. Join Carrie, Gina, and Jimmy, the wine guy, for a whiskey and history walking and tasting experience November 16th. This is a limited capacity event. You can get tickets now at x96.com. It's powered by the Ruin SLC, High West Distillery, and Sugar House Distillery. You can learn about the rich history of distillation in Utah from the mid-1800s to present day. A 2.5-hour experience, including tastings. It concludes at the Ruin, Salt Lake City on Main Street.
I hope you guys have a great time.
Well, Bill can't walk. But he can't walk. He can't do a whiskey and history tour.
Yeah.
I could drink the whiskey.
I'm not carrying you. It's a walking tour.
All right. Well, we will take a break. We'll be back after these messages with your list of things that must go. Also, Boner of the Day coming up. KXRK Provo.
You can help bring...
just for Gina, I'm so excited with this Halloween because Gina loves like Kit Kats, and Twix, popcorn.
Yes.
Right? I have Halloween candy, cheese and wine pairings all together. So you do if you have your Kit Kats.
Yeah.
See, this is lost on you though.
I mean, the cheese part is, but not the candy.
You go with the triple cream brie. Delicious,
I see. Okay.
and pair that with Prosecco.
I could see where that would be good if you liked the cheese part.
So like a Twix bar.
Yeah.
You get yourself a blue cheese and pair it with Merlot. Caramel popcorn. Go with an aged Gouda or Gouda. That's how you're supposed to say it. But here in America, we say Gouda. Pair that with a hard cider.
You know, if you've done one of Jimmy the wine guy's, he does all kinds of different pairings that he'll come to your home and do
He will.
And one of the things he does, believe it or not, is with popcorn.
Oh, yeah.
Popcorn and wine.
He does a whole popcorn and wine pairing.
Which you wouldn't think that would be a thing, but it's a thing.
It's delicious.
What candy would pair with all the Miller Lights that I have hanging out in my house?
Well, I just had the hard cider. That's
close.
That's
No, it's the same
sweet.
color.
A little too sweet.
Miller Lite, really?
I don't have any beer pairings.
It's left over from a party.
Terribly sorry. Butterfinger.
Okay.
And sharp cheddar. Pair that with a Cabernet Sauvignon.
I could see a Butterfinger in a cab.
You get a Snickers with a Gruyere. Pair that with a Pinot Grigio.
Okay.
Crunch Bar, Nestle's Crunch Bar.
I haven't had a Crunch Bar in a long time.
You pair that with Camembert and Champagne.
Oh.
Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
Yes.
With a Manchego cheese.
Okay.
Pair with a Rioja wine.
Oh.
Delicious.
I have the Halloween candy at home, so I could experiment with this.
You could.
I have a half-open Corona from the other day. That I
You
could
should
also
get
use
rid
to
of that.
experiment.
That won't keep very well.
It's still cold.
It's still cold.
I didn't put a lime in it, so...
Oh, yeah. See,
Lime's expensive.
Yeah.
He didn't taint it with a lime. So he's fine.
Just doesn't listen. He texted a must go. You have to email us, Benito and Sandy.
Sandy.
Radio from hell at x96.com.
My travel agent, my assistant travel agent, just texted me again. She texted me, said, I've taken the last ticket to Iceland. Try Croatia. Try Croatia.
I don't think you want to.
I've seen pictures. It's beautiful.
It is nice.
All right. Things that must go, brought to you by
X96 presents Foster the People, February 11th at the Union. Go to x96.com for ticket links and more information.
Things that must go on the radio. From Hell Show.
These are things that are bugging you, our dear friends of the program, so you got to get rid of them. You got to get them out of your life. You send them to us via email, radiofromhell at x96.com. Put must go in the subject line, then put down the thing that's bugging you, and maybe it'll make you feel better, and maybe, just maybe, these things will disappear from your life. Gina? Hello.
Hello.
Go first.
My daughter is a student at the University of Utah.
Congratulations.
She lives on campus.
Yes.
In the dorms, and she has a student on campus parking pass, which is no good on basketball game days or football game days. She is not allowed to park.
I don't get that.
Yeah.
She lives there.
Well, I know why they do it, but that's not fair.
No. What is she supposed to do?
Well, and luckily, she has parents that live close by.
Yeah.
And so on game days, she will bring her car home, and we will go drop her off at the dorm. It's I get why they do it, but shouldn't there be a priority for people that live on campus?
Exactly.
Who are they making the most money from?
Well, no, and that's
they're
what
making the most money from the
That's what she
basketball.
tried to say. She's like, I'm paying tuition. I'm like, well, these are donors that are paying. But at the very least, let the kids that live there park their car and not have to find some magical parking lot.
Your daughter ever heard of public transportation?
But it's just a pain. It's just a pain. Let's see. This from Tristan. If you're texting me, just say what you need. No more mysterious hi, single emoji, leaving me hanging, saving us both time and skip the suspense. Go ahead. Ask the question. And while you're at it, don't make it a vague question. Do you have any plans on Thursday? Want to go to this thing on Thursday? Just tell me what it is before making me guess what it is. Be clear in your texts. Let's see. This is from Milo. Fast food restaurants still adding pickles and mustard to my cheeseburgers. Stop adding pickles and mustard when I told you I don't want them.
Yeah.
And let's see. This from Scott. Social media posts paying tribute to someone, but it's vague. We have a lot of vague must-goes.
Yeah.
As to whether they've passed away, or maybe it's their anniversary, or it's their birthday.
Okay.
Just say who it is, what it is.
Yeah, what happened.
Is that it? Yep. Okay, I'll go next. Let's see. I got a couple of my own. Hot and cold bathroom faucets on sinks and tubs that aren't marked well as to which side is hot and which side is cold, and that are just one lever. I want a handle that says cold on it. I want a handle that says hot on it, and then I want to be able to mix it myself.
How about this, Bill? Especially in hotels, but I know you were at an Airbnb. A universal system that
sure.
it is
That'd
the
be great.
Same no matter where
you know what
go.
I'm talking about.
Because trying to figure out how showers in different hotels work.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Just be all the same.
You're pushing that lever going, is it hot this way? No, it's too hot. And then bathroom exhaust fans that do not exhaust anything.
Yeah.
They're just ridiculous, and they make noise. This one says, hi, it's Mike from Nashville. My printer telling me my ink is low, and I just replaced it like a week ago. And number 2, making radio from hell, print out my single must-go, wasting toner and a full sheet of paper. The frugal Mike in Nashville. This one says, good morning, Lords. Here what I think must go. Emoji reacting to emails. If I wanted you to send a heart in reply to my message, I would have DM'd you. But an email, either reply using words or accept that the conversation has come to its natural conclusion and ignore my email like God intended. I should not have heart notifications in freaking Outlook. Yours in eternal burning hatred, Camille of West Valley.
Okay.
And finally, this one, my lighthearted things that must go are the ice cream cone having too many sprinkles. When I take a bite, the sprinkles fall on the floor. This attracts the puppies to come licking the floor and yippee barking. My sister using lacrosse socks to stuff her bra because she can't be bothered to do laundry last night.
Oh.
Thank you for letting me listen. Tony. Gary?
All right. Let's see. This one from MedTech M, things that must go. The broken Keurig my husband insists on keeping, claiming he can fix it. It's been broken for over a month. He hasn't even attempted repairs. Throw it away. This one from Lang. I have a few things that must go. People that leave time on the microwave.
Well, okay.
You need to zero it out?
Well, they open it with the time still left on, and then they just leave it.
Yeah.
Just clear it. Or set the exact time for what you were microwaving in the first place. I agree, Lay. My mother's not going to like this one. I think churches should go. But I have an idea for their replacement. Make them into animal shelters, or better yet, homeless shelters.
Yeah.
And finally, this one, and I agree with Lang on this one for sure, toy scalping. Pass it along for what you paid for it. I find it very disheartening when inanimate objects like trading cards, comic books, or in this case, toys, can gain more in value than I do in my career over 16 years. This one from another Indiana listener. Let's see. Things that must go. Daylight saving time. Appointments that require me to call to change. Can't you just have an app or something?
Yeah.
And finally, and this one I really relate to these days, my dog's farts. They are so bad they clear the room. See, I have to give little Ripley medication round the clock.
Yeah.
And boy, has it changed her entire gutty works. Boy, they stink. I had to check to see that she didn't just drop one on the couch.
Oh,
I mean, it was
it was that bad.
It was that pungent. All right. And finally, this one from Zane. For some reason, I can't remember what the email is for Must Goes. Carrie, what's the email for Must Goes? Radio from Hell at x96.com.
Thank you, Zane.
My travel agent is on vacation right now, and I can't get a hold of her.
Yeah. Iceland.
No fall here in Dallas. It's still very warm. It's cold in the morning, but it's still like 70 degrees in the afternoon. Thank you. Hopefully, you'll be able to keep us all going for the next 4 years, Zane.
Things that must go on the radio from Hell Show.
The multi-vehicle crash I-80 eastbound near the quarry. 3 lanes are blocked. Traffic getting by on the right shoulder. That's half a mile up the road. A rollover crash near the Mount Airy exit blocking the right lane and shoulder. Traffic getting by on the left. Basically, eastbound I-80 going up the canyon is at a dead standstill due to these multiple crashes there. Nothing else going on down in the valley, though, unless you're seeing something that friends of the program need to know about. You can text us 33986.
Let's see, we've got Boner of the Day coming up. Here are the candidates you will be voting for. Number 1, Ms. Huff has always had a hard time living up to her name. Boner candidate number 2, lunch is free. It's the processing fees that get you. And boner candidate number 3, if you ain't from this country, and by that I mean Texas, you can just crawl off and die.
All right. Boner of the Day, Big Boy News, all coming up after these messages and a song. Stand by for that. RanLife.com.
Listen, RanLife, local mortgage company, and I know they're local because they've had my mortgage. If you've been dreaming of a new home but worried about finding the right mortgage rate, dream no more. RanLife Home Loans has got you covered. RanLife just slashed their floor rate to a scorching, it says here, scorching, 3.25%. I guess that is scorching. On a 3-in-1 adjustable rate mortgage for FHA and VA loans, 3.25%. That's 3.25%. What does that mean for you? Well, it's much more purchasing power. You can potentially borrow up to $190,000 more to snag your home. Imagine a bigger house, a better location, that nice kitchen you've always wanted. All of that becomes possible. So don't wait. Turn your dreams into an address with RanLife. Visit ranlife.com/X96 to learn about their incredible new low rates. That's ranlife.com/X96. Let RanLife help you unlock the door to your perfect home.
So last night, my husband, Dr. Jones.
That would be Monday night.
Yes. Actually, it started the day before. The day before,
really,
he made pizza dough and pizza sauce. This was a process.
Okay.
He's like, I'm going to make it on Sunday because we have time on Sunday, and then we'll cook it on Monday. And we do individual personal pizzas.
Dr. Jones.
And he'll make the dough and the sauce, and then he'll put out a display of all the different various toppings you can have. There's
a display,
a big on the counter. Everything's chopped and in bowls, and you can make your own pizza. The idea being, it's your pizza. This does not have to appeal to anybody but me.
You call him Dr. Jones.
It's your pizza, not anybody else's.
No, and so I made my pizza.
Which
you can see a picture of it. Perhaps I sent it to Katie at
It's dough and meat.
It's x96.com/live.
And bread, yeah.
It's crust, red sauce,
Yeah.
Italian sausage, crumbled Italian sausage,
Yes.
red peppers, and a little bit of fresh basil on top.
It does look good.
Doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Looks great.
And I posted this yesterday, daring people. I dare you to look at a picture of this and tell me this does not look like a delicious pizza.
Looks great.
Even without the cheese.
I'd eat that.
Yeah, it looks good.
But would you call it a pizza?
Yes.
Because I got arguments from people saying it's not a pizza.
That's not true. Just because it doesn't have cheese?
So I got so this is a comment from somebody that has the actual definition of pizza, like Merriam-Webster's definition.
I would go to a chef before a dictionary for a definition.
The dictionary says an Italian dish consisting of a flat, round base, baked with a topping of tomato sauce and cheese, typically with added meat and vegetables.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the dictionary says is a pizza. But I think that is perfectly good.
Of course it's a pizza.
Yeah.
Somebody else says it looks like an open-faced sloppy Joe.
Yeah, kind of.
I mean,
a little bit.
Somebody else says, no, this is a sausage pita. No,
it's a pizza.
It's a pizza.
I like the way I like it. I mean, I think that I'm not a huge pizza fan, but for my money, when I have a pizza, a lot of places put entirely too much cheese on their pizzas.
Mm-hmm. And it's gooey.
Yeah. When I go, like, for instance, when I like the Pie Pizzeria, as everybody, that's the favorite. But if you just order it the way they do it, it's too much cheese. So I always say I want half cheese, half the amount of cheese, and they go,
And
okay.
you're a cheese lover.
I like cheese a lot, yeah. But if you could just have too much.
Ed Brass is calling it an Italian Navajo taco.
Or an open-faced Italian Navajo.
But see,
taco.
now we're going to get into the topic of what happened to me on Sunday.
What happened to you on Sunday?
We had some of Sue's family over, and Sue made chili cheese dogs for everybody. Now, this is a special chili cheese dog recipe. The chili is a direct replica of this chili that they had at a hamburger place growing up in Oklahoma.
Is it that kind of thin, almost watery?
No beans.
Yeah.
Nice and thick though. Yeah. But it's the secret ingredients are a can of Guinness and chocolate and some other things.
Chocolate.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Just delicious. And so the discussion became: is the hot dog a sandwich or a taco?
Oh, it's neither. It's a hot dog.
And so was there a consensus?
And so there was a huge discussion. I didn't participate. I just sat back and watched, bemused.
Good. I'm glad you did.
Because there were people who were saying, well, there are submarine sandwiches where the bread is connected just like a hot dog.
Oh, it's the connectivity of the bread
that they're saying is making it a taco. And I'm like, I'm just not going to get into this discussion because I don't care what you call it. It's delicious.
I call it damn good.
All of it is damn good.
Yeah.
But yeah, that argument still flies around. Is a hot dog a
What
sandwich?
is Mitt Romney? Because Mitt Romney's our expert on hot dog meat.
He
so
is.
what?
It's his favorite meat.
We should
hot
ask
dog
him.
meat. What's your favorite meat? Hot dog meat.
You know, in that Atlantic article about Mitt Romney, you would think somebody like Mitt, who's got a lot of money, would have a refined palate.
Oh God, no.
And he doesn't.
No, money doesn't mean you have taste. No.
It's like in different parts of that article, it comes up quite frequently. His eating habits, and like some congressperson, I think from Alaska, gave him some Alaskan salmon, and he was like, "Oh, I'll eat that." Well, I don't like salmon, but I guess if I put ketchup on it, I'll. Oh. Which Donald Trump is a ketchup.
Did he do that?
Ketchup, apparently.
Now, Trader Joe's, the expensive snack shop, has a mustard aioli that we are totally digging at our house.
Well, that would go on a hot
and
dog.
And we're putting it on just about anything. We put it on salmon.
A mustard aioli.
Oh,
it was delicious. It worked out.
Is this that salmon you make in the microwave?
Oh.
That it is, isn't it?
Yes. We are making absolutely perfect fish, Gina.
In the microwave.
Perfectly prepared
I don't
fish.
know what your problem is with that, Gina.
Perfectly prepared fish in the microwave.
If it works, it works.
Again, I can tell you about the cult of any-day cookware, but it is a cult. But no,
I mean, you're picky, so I'm meaning you like things to be
we're eating more
prepared.
We're eating more fish these days because of this cookware.
Mm-hmm.
Because she can make a perfect piece of fish in the microwave every time.
I don't eat a lot of fish because I'm afraid to cook it.
It's delicate.
I screw it up, you know, or I don't know. I've grilled salmon successfully.
Yeah.
I should probably do more of that.
I usually soak a cedar plank if I'm going to do it on the grill. Soak a cedar plank and cook it on that.
You get the skin on salmon and cook it, but sometimes it sticks to the grill.
But she's making perfect fish every time. She'll cook it in the microwave, and then she'll sprinkle some like a Parmesan mixture on top of it, and then stick it in the toaster oven to crisp that up on top.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just delicious.
Oh, and the
a
Trader
little bit of
Joe's,
mustard aioli.
I got some of that. My wife picked it up, a jar of seasoning. I think it's called everything but elote. So it's Mexican street corn seasoning without the corn, the elote. And I've been experimenting with it on various things. It's good on it's good on cucumber. Sprinkle it on sliced cucumbers.
Oh yeah, I'd eat that.
But I tried it on tomato, and I was not thrilled with it on a tomato.
Tomato's an awful lot of flavor.
Yeah, it wasn't. But
I can see where the tomato might overwhelm.
So I'm finding more and more things to put it on, other than just, or I made a bowl of steamed vegetables the other day. They were just frozen vegetables, a variety of carrots and all that, and steamed them, put a little butter on them, and then sprinkled that elote
That's
on
probably
it.
good.
Really good. Really.
Well, that pizza, I only ate half of it last night, so it is waiting for me at home.
Okay, I'll have it.
And I will heat it up in the air fryer, not in the microwave, because I want it to.
And anybody who tries to tell you it's not pizza because it doesn't have cheese on it is just, they don't know.
Thank you.
Because I've been to Italy. I've had pizzas.
They have
do.
pizzas with no cheese on it.
I've had pizza with tuna on it.
Now that's not a pizza.
Like canned tuna.
That is not a pizza.
That was in Helsinki, Finland.
That is not. You didn't have a
tuna
pizza in Helsinki, Finland.
I did.
It's not a pizza.
I did. It had, I forget what else was on it because I was so surprised by that. And it was good. Tuna and peas.
Nine Inch Nails. 7:24 right now, and it is time for Boner of the Day. 3 news stories. These are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. You will decide with this vote, with your vote, who is the worst of these 3 candidates? Who should be Boner of the Day for today, November 6, 2024? We'll give you 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, then you will vote. One of you lucky random boner voters will receive...
Can't buy it. Got to win it. Radio from Hell boner T-shirt.
Boner candidate number 1, Ms. Huff has always had a hard time living up to her name. Ms. Huff of Linville, Alabama, was arrested after reports that she attacked her 33-year-old sister at the Fairbridge Inn. Reports said that Ms. Huff repeatedly struck the victim's face in public view. When officers arrived at the scene, Charity Sunshine Huff told them that she'd been drinking alcohol before she attacked her sister. Ms. Charity Sunshine Huff has been charged with battery, public drunkenness, and disorderly conduct. Boner candidate number 1. Ms. Huff has always had a hard time living up to her name. I mean, I blame her parents for this behavior.
Yeah, no pressure.
Yeah. Boner candidate number 2. Lunch is free. It's the processing fees that get you. The U.S. Department of Agriculture has announced that students eligible for free or reduced-priced school meals cannot be charged processing fees. Beginning in 2027, school districts currently work with processing companies to offer cashless payment systems for families. However, the companies can charge processing fees for each transaction. By law, students who are eligible for reduced price meals cannot be charged more than 30 cents for breakfast, 40 cents for lunch. With processing fees, however, families can end up paying 10 times that amount. Processing companies charge as much as $3.25 or 4 to 5% per transaction, according to a recent report from the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Families with lower incomes who can't afford to load large sums in one go, processing fees can arrive weekly or even more frequently, increasing costs disproportionately. Families that qualify for free or reduced lunch pay as much as 60 cents per dollar in fees when paying for school lunches electronically. The new Agriculture Department policy becomes effective starting in 2027-28 school year. The FDA will lower costs for families. There's a whole bunch of statistics here, but apparently these companies, they have the electronic processing fees. And there are families. Somebody said that my student's lunch was free, except that it ended up costing $3.25 per lunch. Boner candidate number 2: lunch is free. It's the processing fees that get you. Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. If you ain't from this country, and by that I mean Texas, you can just crawl off and die.
All right, boner candidate number 3 coming up after this. Big boy news and opinioendo brought to you by...
The holidays can bring joy, but also financial stress. Solution Loans understands. Receive up to $3,000. Don't let money troubles ruin your celebrations. Apply online at solutionloansnow.com. Mention the code word Santa for a free payment.
Well, Gina, you'll be glad to know. Here's a little light, a little bit of light in all the darkness.
What?
Dave Grohl's wife, Jordan Bloom, is healing after her husband's shocking baby announcement. A source tells People magazine that Bloom has had time to process everything. Nearly 2 months after Grohl announced that he had become the father of a baby girl with a woman outside the couple's 21-year marriage. She doesn't want to make any hasty decisions since it's affecting their girls, the source says of Ms. Bloom, who shares daughters Violet, Harper, and Ophelia with Dave Grohl. She's still unhappy, not wearing a wedding ring, but things have calmed down a bit. She's leaning on her friends. Another source told People that although both Grohl and Bloom have been spotted in recent weeks without their wedding rings, Grohl, quote, loves his family and is doing what he can to keep things intact. Dave's been prioritizing his family. He knows he messed up. Well, the evidence is right there, isn't it?
I told you, he's in timeout for me until I see them all at a barbecue together, like including the new baby and the wife and the girls, and they have all decided that they are going to
and the new baby?
Yeah.
And the woman he had the baby with?
I need them all okay together. Then I will be okay.
American Democrats who call London home say that they felt particularly lucky to live on this side of the pond as Donald Trump won the White House. Republicans and Democrats packed out the Passayunk Avenue bar in the shadow of the American Embassy in Nine Elms. But see, when you live in England, you have to go to places called the Passayunk Bar. P-A-S-S-Y-U-N-K.
You get to go. You get to go.
As they screened results throughout the night into the early hours of the election, every American in the bar that the Standard, that's the paper, spoke to, said that they had voted for Kamala Harris or declined to say who they'd supported. A group wearing Make America Great Again hats, who appeared to be Trump supporters, refused to speak to the Standard, saying the mainstream media has, quote, no journalistic integrity. Harley Berry of Philadelphia has lived in London for 2 years, and this is the first time she's voted. She said, it's a huge privilege as an American to vote, especially as a woman, and I believe that Kamala will be the lesser of two evils that will protect our democracy as well as minority rights. She said Trump had run a hateful campaign. I try to hold a lot of empathy for Trump supporters, though, she said. I just think he's very good at evoking the emotions that he does. You know what I resent is that Donald Trump has, and I'm going to try to not let it happen, but has essentially turned me into a person who says, I told you so. And I don't like people who say, I told you so. I don't want to be an I told you so person. And that I really resent that.
Well, get ready for 4 years of that.
Delaware State Senator Sarah McBride won the state's only House seat Tuesday. NBC News projected that would make her the first openly transgender person in Congress. McBride, a Democrat, defeated Republican John Whalen III. Tonight is a testament to Delawareans that they're in our state of neighbors. We judge candidates, or that here in our state of neighbors, we judge candidates based on their ideas and not their identities, McBride said at the Delaware dramatic election night celebration Tuesday night. She thanked her friends and family and her late husband, Andy Cray, who died of cancer in 2014, just days after their wedding. My time with Andy reinforced for me a simple truth, that hope as an emotion, hope as a phenomenon, only makes sense in the face of hardship. While at this moment in American history, hope sometimes feels hard to come by, we must never forget that we are the beneficiaries of this seemingly impossible change. I told you so. I told you so. Mayor Jenny Wilson, Salt Lake County Mayor Jenny Wilson, says she's feeling pretty comfortable about her early lead. I think they've declared her the leader. Wilson says, I'm pleased about the margin. This was late last night. I feel really comfortable with that margin. Pleased that the majority of residents in the county back me and are happy to support me. And there you go. She is the winner county election. The preliminary election results, by the way, show that voters across the state let their collective voices be heard on amendments B and C, the only amendments on the ballot after Utah courts voted A and D off the ballot. Preliminary election results released indicate that both amendments will pass. 71.2% of voters whose ballots had been tallied voted in favor of B, 81.4% in favor of C. Polling from October showed that Utahns were split on Amendment C, but there's a lot of support. So Amendment B is the one that proposes an increase on the cap on distributions from Utah's permanent state school fund, an endowment created to support public schools.
Yeah, it's money for schools. So
4% to 5%. And then Amendment C just essentially codifies something that we already do. It's about the election of sheriffs. Currently in the state of Utah, we elect sheriffs. They run for election.
Yeah.
But there's nothing in our state constitution that says it has to be that way. So theoretically, they could be appointed as well.
Yeah.
This just codifies it, saying they will be
elected.
So there's that. And I think that's a good one as well. So I don't know how you feel about this, Gina. Ogden Valley residents favor becoming a city by a wide margin, because I know you have ties to the valley up there, Huntsville area.
I believe if I were a permanent resident up there and voted, I would have voted for this.
Voters in the zone along the Wasatch back in eastern Weber County weighed in Tuesday on the ballot question, calling for incorporation of the area encompassing Eden, Liberty, and Wolf Creek. A separate incorporation question into the small Utah County community of Spring Lake recently received strong support also, according to preliminary votes. So
Huntsville Town is still Huntsville Town. This is the surrounding area. But where the tree farm is in the surrounding area. And they're talking about renaming this whole area into something like Ogden Valley City or something like that.
Ogden Valley City.
But that's not. I mean, that's just one of the possibilities.
How about let's call it the OV.
The OV
for Ogden Valley.
I like that.
Call it the OV. California Democrat Adam Schiff. He was a member of the House of Representatives. Dianne Feinstein died and left a Senate seat open, and he ran for it, and he will become the senator from California.
The Republicans have taken back the Senate.
Yep.
Still unclear about the House. There's a chance, which I'm looking for anything good, which means we could have Hakeem Jeffries for Speaker of the House, because there's a chance the Democrats have taken back the House. That would be a bright spot.
That's fine. You want somebody with a foreign name in there. That figures. Also, Texas Republican Senator Ted Cruz won re-election over Colin Allred.
I just don't understand.
And listening to Ted Cruz say, Thank you to Texans for taking back Texas for Texas and making sure that it is always going to remain Texas. What an ass.
Was there ever...
Lauren Boebert won.
None of it makes sense.
Marjorie Taylor Greene won.
None
easily.
of this makes sense.
Do you know what? So our bubble is smaller. That is what I am getting. We are all living in bubbles. Ours is smaller. That's the only explanation.
I'm forever blowing bubbles. Yeah, no, it's, yeah.
I'm not, today I'm not ready to address this.
Okay.
All right. I need to, I've been knocked down. I've got to regroup.
I want you to address this, though.
Yeah.
A woman opened up a 5-pack of Reese's peanut butter cups.
Yes.
Only to find each one missing peanut butter.
What's the problem?
There was no peanut butter in the peanut butter cups.
Problem?
It's delicious chocolate. Or chocolate-like substance.
She
You
was
have an
ripped off.
expectation of peanut butter.
And she should have gotten a discount at least.
I'd be okay with this.
When Vivian DeWalk, a 37-year-old Reddit user, reached for the 5-pack of Reese's peanut butter cups to ease her stress, as often they
Carrie?
do, she wasn't prepared for what she would find.
Delicious chocolate-y substance.
I figured it was a one-off, so I bite into one. Nope, no peanut butter. Well, there's no way I could get 3 in a row, right? Wrong. No peanut butter. All 5 of them solid chocolate without a trace of peanut butter.
This is an outrage.
I think, and I don't know if she should get a discount, or at the very least, or she should get a free package of peanut butter cups.
I agree.
Oh, she bought them at Dollar Tree, so maybe that's the
problem.
Oh. You see, because they were cheaper, you get them at Dollar. Well, you want peanut butter, you go someplace else.
Exactly.
All right, that's the news.
Weather traffic?
It's cold, 30 right now. Going to get up to 43 for a high. Overnight lows in the 20s for the next couple of days, so very chilly, unseasonably so, actually. We do warm back up over the weekend. It looks like we'll be back up in the 50s, which is more normal for this time of year. Traffic, my goodness, this multiple accident situation, I-80 eastbound in Parley's, has now leaked out of the canyon and onto other roads. The whole mouth of the canyon area, I-80 eastbound, almost backing into Sugar House. It looks like.
What?
Yeah, it's
bad.
Yeah, it's bad. Because they're dealing with multiple accidents there. So, I guess the good news is that's the only real issue. Let me check our message stream, see if anybody sent
There's
anything.
people trying to get up to Wyoming.
is that what it is?
Yeah.
Is that the way to Iceland? Is
Yeah.
through Parley's Canyon? Is that how
They're
you
going
get
north
there?
to Canada.
Canada. Excuse me. If you see anything, please, other than that, let us know, 33986. Nightingale College provides the opportunity for an ideal work-life balance from the comfort of your home. With 100% online nursing classes and no waiting lists. Go to nightingale.edu.
All right.
Here's boner candidate number 3. If you ain't from this country, and by that I mean Texas, you can just crawl off and die. An executive order in Texas now requires hospitals across the state to ask patients about their citizenship status. The mandate, set to take effect November 1, is an effort to tally up how much money the state spends on medical care for undocumented immigrants and request that money back from the federal government. The hospital data must be reported to Texas Health and Human Services no later than March 1, 2025, and continue to be reported on a quarterly basis. In a statement announcing the order, Texas Governor Greg Abbott said Texans should not have to shoulder the burden of financially supporting the medical care for illegal immigrants. Kristen Eder, the director of Policy and Legal Services for the Texas Immigration Law Council, says despite the order, hospitals are required to give emergency medical care to patients regardless of their immigration status. Also, patients are not required to answer the question. Don't let this deter you in any way from seeking the medical care that you or a loved one needs, because that's what they're trying to do here. They say, well, we're going to reclaim this money for the federal government. No, what they're trying to do here is make sure that these filthy immigrants don't come to the hospital in the first place because they're afraid they'll be deported.
Yep.
They don't want them there. They don't want to have to deal with them. They want them to go back to where they came from. One thing that that people fail to realize, and Ms. Etter points this out. What gets lost in this entire discussion on providing medical care to immigrants is that it's just completely missing the huge piece, which is the economic contributions in the billions of dollars that many of these immigrants, illegal or not, make to our state.
Yes.
It's just trying to hurt people.
Welcome to the next 4 years.
Boner candidate number 3. If you ain't from this country, and by that I mean Texas, you can just crawl off and die.
All right, let's review the first two and vote.
Boner candidate number 1, Ms. Huff, has always had a hard time living up to her name. Her name is Charity Sunshine Huff, and she drinks a bit and beats up on her sister. Boner candidate number 2, lunch is free. It's the processing fees that get you. The USDA is now banning school lunch fees for low-income families having a processing fee tacked onto it. And Boner candidate number 3, if you ain't from this country, and by that I mean Texas, you can just crawl off and die.
Time to vote for Boner of the Day. Which one do you think is the worst? Which one of these 3 news stories, these candidates, should be Boner of the Day? 1, 2, or 3? Remember your candidate number. Put that single digit in the message of a text. Text that to 33986. Or call Katie in the producer's booth at 877-602-9696. Or you can go online, x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner Voting, Boner of the Day, November 6, 2024. Click and vote. If you don't see that box, refresh your browser. It'll appear. Click and vote. Now, as soon as we award the Boner, that means the phone lines will be wide open for Dr. Cobble. He will be here to answer your questions, medical questions.
How to deal with depression.
Maybe. Could use that. So be ready to call in as soon as we award the Boner, 877-602-9696. Hoops Vision Correction, HOOPES Vision.com. I drove by their building yesterday.
And I was just there last week. Yeah. I saw our good friend, Dr. Phil Hoops Jr., getting my eyes checked out. But if you've been considering a LASIK correction, such as I have done and Carrie's done, family members, just don't put it off. Do it before the end of the year. Make the appointment.
This is a deal, man.
Now through December 31st, Hoops Vision is offering $1,200 off the LASIK procedure. That's $600 per eye. Whether you're nearsighted, farsighted, or have an astigmatism, Hoops' advanced LASIK procedure can help you achieve better vision today. The flex spending money. Now, I don't use that. But I understand if you don't use that money by the end of the year, then
if you don't use it, you lose it by the end of the year.
So you can
use it.
Put that towards your LASIK procedure and the $1,200 discount from Hoops Vision. That's amazing, and they are very, very well trusted. 1-877-30-LASIK or go to hoopsvision.com.
Now, Katie just reminded me that it is estimated that what was it, yesterday? Yesterday was the 38-year anniversary of Radio from Hell.
Really? Yesterday.
Are you feeling that?
No, that's not when
That's
you
not
joined.
me.
That was
No.
when the whole format change at KJQ happened and all that.
And all of a sudden we were Radio from Hell on
KJQ.
On KJQ.
38.
I worked at KJQ earlier than that, but I've been on this show for 27 years.
27 years.
Or maybe 28 in May, I think. But
and you measure things by births.
By births.
I measure things by how much it hurts.
Because Festus will be 27 at his next birthday. That's how I figure it out.
Oh.
And I started with you guys before Festus was born. So.
Oh, okay.
But I worked at KJQ before that.
Oh, geez. So 38 years.
Yeah.
Does it hurt?
Everywhere. Pretty much everywhere.
And you guys still haven't got a watch yet.
No. Nor a dinner.
Or a dinner.
No one's ever given us a dinner or a watch.
Never given us a dinner.
A gold watch and a dinner. That's what we need. Someday,
I don't think so.
No, I don't
think
either.
You should say
No, they're
something.
going to. No, I maintain that somebody will come into the room and turn off the microphones and turn out the lights and say, "It's been fun, but we'll see you later."
No, that's what happened to my dad, Tom Barberi. Long time.
How did that happen? Yeah.
It was the classic Friday.
Friday.
They waited till after the show. Tom, I need to see you in my office for a minute.
Yeah.
We're going a new direction, and that's it. No goodbye, no.
And that direction, by the way, we're calling that direction the end of call radio.
Even though it's down
Basically.
the hall right now, it's a sports station.
It's a sport. That is the same.
Yeah,
frequency, isn't it?
Usually when they let radio people go, you don't know. You don't get to come on the air and say I'm leaving.
It's rare you get a goodbye show if you're being fired. Now, if you're retiring, you usually, at least according to the radio trades that I read,
you get it.
They let you do a final show.
So Howard Stern is at the end of his contract.
Yeah,
his contract is up the end of this year. He makes $80 million a year.
Oh, shut up! Why do you have to do that?
And they are begging him to stay with Sirius because he's
the reason.
There are people that will not pay for Sirius anymore once he's gone.
Yeah.
80, and he's like, yeah, I think I might be done at the end of this year.
No, he won't.
If he's made $80 million a year for the last 5 years, that's just the last 5 years. He was making millions
before that. Yeah.
I don't know what you do with that kind of money. I mean,
You invest it.
But for what? He could not possibly live any better than he
do good works.
I would travel. That's what I would do with that kind of. I would just travel. I'd say goodbye, suckers. Book a flight to Paris.
I would see if I could have some things replaced,
like parts of your body.
Yeah.
So
it's they just. I don't know. I do think that we won't be fired. They'll just turn off the lights.
That's us being fired. That's.
They'll wait till the end of the contract and then turn off the lights.
A texter reminds me, Doug Wright had a year-long farewell tour. Remember how excruciating that was?
Yeah, he did.
And he's still on the air.
No, he's not. He's only does commercials now.
Oh, that's right. They replaced him on the movie show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll just be one day you'll tune in and we'll be gone.
Be here.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
So check our social media and we'll tell you.
38 years or 39 years, whatever it ends up being.
It'll be 39.
That's a lot of time.
Can't go for an even 40, though. I'd like to go for an even 40.
Ed Brass says they wouldn't dare kill very important sports, so Radio from Hell will live forever.
That's true. That's all right, 7:49, 7:50. Go ahead and call it that.
Okay.
Time to a Wired Boner of the Day.
And indeed, it's brought to you in part by, we had Chinese takeout, I had sesame chicken.
And New Ogden Cinema is hosting the 10th annual Big Lebowski Festival on November 9th at Perry's Egyptian Theater. A full night of Deuter swag, trivia, and White Russian cocktails for those 21 and up. Doors open at 5 p.m. Costume contest starts at 7. The cult classic film starts at 7:30. After party at Brewski's with CCR tribute band Tombstone Shadow. Free entry with your movie ticket. Get tickets now at ogdenpet.com. That's ogdenpet.com.
Well, I'm not sure how this happened. Gina.
What?
Let me ask you.
What?
Boner candidate number one. Miss Huff has always had a hard time living up to her name. What position would you think that one would come in?
Last.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Boner candidate number 2, lunch is free. The processing fees.
I think that one's pretty bad.
And then 3, the hospital Texas thing.
I would think hospital would be number 1.
Winning with 147 votes. Boner candidate number.
No. You're looking at the wrong day.
Oh.
Is this going to make more sense now?
That was yesterday.
Because it didn't make any sense
That was
at all.
yesterday.
Oh, there it is. 191 votes. Boner candidate number 3.
Okay, that makes sense.
Boner candidate number 3. Yes.
Listen,
I can understand where you might think
everything's ski-wampus.
Because nothing is making sense today. So
I was kind of hoping that it was that one.
There you go. All right, that's your boner of the day for today. November 6, 2024, now qualified to be Boner of the Week. Is this a sponsored feature, Gina?
Join Carrie, Gina, and Jimmy the Wine Guy for a whiskey and history.
But not Bill.
You can't walk. It's whiskey and history walking and tasting experience November 16th. This is a limited capacity event. Get your tickets now at x96.com. It's powered by the Ruin, SLC, High West Distillery, and Sugar House Distillery.
Couldn't you pull me in a wagon?
I'm not pulling you anywhere.
Oh, come on. Is it time for Dr. Cobble?
It is. Yes.
Dr. Michael Cobble is here. Good morning, Dr. Cobble. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing great.
Good.
Thank you.
Good. You sound chipper, considering.
Considering all the stuff.
I got my early morning swim in, and I'm ready to roll.
All right. 877-602-9696. That's the number to call and talk to Dr. Cobble about any medical condition that you want. And bear in mind, mental health is a medical condition. 877-602-9696. You can also text your questions to 33986. Do we have any text questions yet?
Nope.
Let me, I'm sort of kidding about mental health, but Dr. Cobble, there are probably people today who are feeling less than on the bright side.
Yeah.
What kind of medical advice do you have for those people?
I don't know. Everyone's got a different feeling about how the election went. So I think I'm optimistic about America. I think it's a great country, and people here are beautiful and helpful, and I hope the better Americans continue to move forward. Yeah.
See, we needed to hear that. Thank you, Dr. Cobble.
Yeah.
Don't say anything, Carrie.
All right.
Just let that be. Let it just lie there for a minute.
I wish I had the pills he was taking. But,
I just don't, and I really meant that. I resent that, and I'm going to try not to be that person. The person that I don't want Donald Trump turning me into the "I told you so" person.
I don't want him turning me into any kind of person.
It's just not. It's just awful to hear that. Anyway, but medical questions.
Well, here's a text question.
Okay.
But anyway, 877-602-9696 for medical questions. Here's a text question. Is medical marijuana safer than taking benzos for anxiety?
Benzos. What are benzos,
Well,
Dr. Cobble?
Yeah, benzodiazepines would be things like Valium, Xanax, Klonopin, Ativan. Medical marijuana is not currently approved for anxiety in Utah. And if you look at the safety of medical marijuana versus benzodiazepine, I think there are about 30,000 deaths from overdoses of benzodiazepines in the United States annually. Benzodiazepines work on the same receptor as alcohol. I think alcohol kills about 90,000 Americans annually in the United States. Medical marijuana is not associated with death rates. So I think from that point of view, I'd say that THC or medical marijuana is safer than some of those benzodiazepines you've talked about.
Those things work on people in different ways too, though, don't they? I mean, I've just speaking from personal experience, I found that THC has the tendency to cause me anxiety.
Really?
Yeah. When I've had occasion to use it, I have the tendency to be sort of paranoid and full of anxiety.
It just makes me sleepy.
Yeah, depending on the THC dose and the strength of it, it can make some people a little activated or paranoid. Typically, the benzodiazepines are sedative hypnotics.
Yeah.
So they sedate people and hypnotize them and make them do things they don't remember. It can suppress respiratory activity so people can stop breathing. If you take them in a high dose, obviously they can end in a bad outcome. But there are some people that are activated with THC, especially if the dose is higher.
Mm-hmm.
So again, I think it's always good to start low with any medical marijuana type product for patients.
Here's a text question that we can dispense with quickly, I'm sure. I'm considering a vasectomy, but heard there may be some links to cancer. Any thoughts on that? There's no links to cancer with vasectomy.
Yeah, I probably would just not refer to Google or the internet
Exactly.
or Joe Rogan or
Yeah.
any of those people.
But get ready for 4 years of that.
Carrie?
Carrie?
Well, yeah.
All right.
877-602-9696 is the number to call. Medical questions for Dr. Michael Cobble.
Hang on, Doc, and we'll get to you coming up. 877-602-9696.
Good heavens, the repercussions from these multiple crashes and parleys are spreading. 215 coming right around the bend into the Holiday area. It is backed up northbound. Almost, like I said, almost to the bend there in Cottonwood Heights. I-80 eastbound. I-80 eastbound almost to Sugar House is backed up. So that the ripple effect is real. We also heard from a friend of the program that said Corey Ride, eastbound Mountain View Corridor in Eagle Mountain. They blocked off one of the two turn lanes, backing up at least a mile. Thank you for sending that in via text at 33986. Business owners, do you owe $15,000 or more in employment taxes and don't know what to do? McClure & Stewart, your local trusted tax attorneys. Go to McClureandStewart.com today.
All right, KXRK Provo. Time to call Dr. Cobble, 877-602-9696. We'll talk to him after these messages with your questions. Goldback.
This is a local currency made of 24-karat gold, literally made of gold, offering a physical, spendable form of wealth protection. Goldbacks maintain their value because they're made from real gold, offering natural resistance to inflation. They're very stable. As gold price increases, so does the value of your goldbacks. They don't fluctuate like the dollar. Plus, you can lease them through the the UPMA, and earn up to 3.5% annually on top of gold growth. Shop at local stores with Goldbacks. Over 800 local Utah businesses will let you spend real gold there. To learn more about Goldbacks and spending in physical gold, visit alpinegold.com. That's alpinegold.com. And if you're an X96 listener, you can use the promo code RADIO for free shipping on orders of over $200. Goldbacks.
I don't follow T-Pain on Twitter.
You don't?
But really? I do follow.
Well, I do.
I do follow Ozzy Osbourne.
Okay.
And this popped up yesterday. Ozzy tweeted, "This is the best cover of War Pigs ever. Why didn't you guys call me?" Now, War Pigs has been covered by everybody.
Yeah, I'm looking at the list. It's Cake. It's
Faith No More.
Faith No More.
What was it originally on?
What was it originally on?
Yeah, what
well,
album?
I don't know what Black Sabbath album it was on.
It is Paranoid.
Ah, okay.
I believe.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So here's Ozzy.
Very familiar.
Generals gathered in their masses, just like witches at black masses. Evil minds that plot destruction, sorcerer of death's construction. In the fields of bodies.
So there's Ozzy. Now, before I hit play on this, I thought, oh, it's T-Pain. He's going to do a rap version of War Pigs. This might be interesting.
You would think.
No. He does a straight-ahead rock interpretation of it.
Okay.
Carrie's going to play a little bit of it.
Generals gathered in their masses, just like witches at black masters. Evil minds that plot destruction, sorcerer of death construction.
I'm not used to hearing T-Pain without the robot.
Well, and that's the thing.
As the war machine keeps turning,
just wanted you to let it go for a minute.
Death and hatred to mankind, poisoning their brainwashed mind.
Oh, this is a better version.
Isn't that awesome?
Not bad.
So, I would never have thought that's T-Pain.
Wow.
Apparently, he last year released an album of covers where he did Don't Stop Believin' and Sam Smith, Stay With Me. And now I want to go listen to this whole thing.
Well, okay, let's take a look here. Well, a lot of them I can't play.
And now here's a part of the show that you will not be able to listen to on the podcast.
I would like you to listen to the show live.
These are warning me that they have bad words in them.
Oh, they could.
Although Don't Stop Believin', I don't think originally had bad words. Or Sharing, Sharing the Night Together, I don't think.
Whenever I heard Don't Stop Believing, there were bad words in my head.
In your head.
Yeah, this is just warning me that it has explicit lyrics somewhere in there, so I can't play any of them.
I will have to enjoy that on my own later. But I like being surprised.
Yes,
and
that was surprising.
T-Pain surprised me.
You like being... You shouldn't have said that, because now I'm going to look for opportunities to jump out from behind things.
You're like, I'm T-Pain. Yeah. You weren't expecting. You weren't expecting.
He just jumps out from behind a filing cabinet shouting T-Pain.
And T-Pain, he tweeted back at Ozzy. He's like, first thing, wow, this is an honor and the greatest form of validation. Thank you, brother. So then I was reading what people were saying about it, and this is my favorite comment on it. Why don't we have T-Pain and Ozzy do the Super Bowl halftime show? Yes.
Yes, wheel Ozzy out there.
I don't think. First of all, I think Ozzy would say, "No, I can't. I'm not going to. I can't measure."
Please, I want to see this.
And then I think that that everybody in charge of the Super Bowl would go, "No,
not a good idea.
No."
Because Usher had a story yesterday. Because Usher's
he's the
halftime show, which I'm not excited about.
I'm not either.
And the story yesterday was Usher, in preparation for the Super Bowl halftime show, is not drinking alcohol or eating sugar. Now, how that helps you prep for the Super Bowl halftime show, I don't. You know who's having alcohol and sugar? T-Pain.
T-Pain is.
You can't get that gravelly voice if you give up sugar and alcohol.
All right.
Like Edie in Syracuse did, texted in, has a question for Dr. Cobble. I said, Edie, it's better if you call 877-602-9696.
People don't seem to want to ask some questions on the phone today. I don't know.
Everyone's depressed.
Listen, put down the bottle and go to the phone. 877, and I'm not specifying the bottle of what.
Whatever it is.
If it's a household cleaner, put it down. 877-602-9696. That's the number to call and ask Dr. Michael Cobble a question about something that's bugging you health-wise. We do have some text.
We got some text questions. Let's see. Question for Dr. Cobble. I have sleeping problems, but sleeping pills don't really help, nor do I want to take them. I've heard anything else I can do.
Hello?
Did we lose Dr. Cobble?
Huh? There he is.
Can you hear me?
Go ahead.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think some natural things that work well: passion flower, chamomile, valerian root, tryptophan. That's in turkey. Tryptophan's in turkey, or warm milk. That's what my grandma used to like—a little turkey at night before bed, or glass of warm milk. I think that prescription medications that I like would be some of the mood stabilizers or antidepressants at low doses, not for depression or psychosis, but that's things like Doxepin, Trazodone, Mirtazapine. Those are non-addictive. And then I think the DORA medications, the brand names for those are like Qvivic, Balsamra, Dayvigo are pretty safe. But I like to avoid the benzodiazepines. Again, that's the Ambien, Sonata, Lunesta, Klonopin, Ativan, Xanax, if I can. But there are some patients that's the only thing that works. And I think if they're not abusing it and they're not having side effects from them, then they're appropriate when they're being managed by a doctor.
All right.
I always thought tryptophan was the capital of Turkey. But
let's go to Bob.
Istanbul. Is it Istanbul?
Oh, no, Constantinople.
Bob is here.
Oh, darn it.
Bob,
there's a song, right?
Yes,
Doesn't
there
the
is.
song tell us?
Yes.
Yeah.
Bob, are you there?
Oh, yes, I'm here. Yes.
What's your
What's your
question?
My question for the doctor is, what should I do? I'm so ecstatic over the results of yesterday. It's just the best news I've ever heard, and I just wanted to let you guys know that you should cheer up and quit just being so negative, because you are, about the election results. I just wanted to ask the doctor, so what should I do, doctor? I'm so happy about it. Should I keep listening to this radio station, or should I switch and listen to someone else?
Bob, could I answer for the doctor? I think you should seek. I think you should seek help immediately. You should seek help immediately. See you later.
Bye, Bob. Let's see. Yeah, they're such gracious winners, aren't they?
I mean, he brings up a point. Half the people are happy and excited, and half the people aren't. And I think you've got to love your neighbor and love the people around you, and try to be optimistic about it. And
Spoken like a man of the
spoken
like a man of the medicine.
I think that golf. He's going to make golf great again, and I'm excited to get out on the golf course.
Nixon plays golf. Brandon.
Hey, Brandon. What's up? What's your question?
Hey, Doc. Thanks for taking my call.
Yeah.
I think I've got. I don't know. Your ears are constantly growing. Your nose is constantly growing. My right foot seems to be growing at a faster rate than my left foot. Like, it's not swollen or anything, but is that possible?
Never heard of this.
My foot that fit perfectly fine were great all last year, and now the right foot is tighter.
All right. Well.
Yeah, I mean, you bring up a great point. A lot of our body parts grow as we get older. For most of us, it's our abdomen. But I think that it's not unusual for one foot to be larger or smaller than the other. And some people, when they get ski boots or different boots, they have to get different sizes or them punched out a little bit on the one size. But I think if it's a dynamic change, it's not unreasonable to see a podiatrist and just look for other things that might be causing that, metabolic things like thyroid dysfunction or adrenal gland dysfunction. But again, if it's not painful and it's not swelling, I think it might be just a normal change with age.
All right.
Well, or maybe I could go to Mar-a-Lago and find somewhere to put it.
There you go. All right. Thanks, Brandon.
That was subtle. Thanks. 877-602-9696 is the number to call.
My question is he going to put the small foot there or the big foot there?
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. I work with children. Here's a text question. I work with children, and there's a growing amount of children that are overweight. I wouldn't want parents to cause mental health issues and stress by calorie counting with their kids, but what is an effective way to helpful and effective way in helping kids eat healthy without causing further problems?
Well, that's a great question. When I trained, we didn't see type 2 diabetes, obesity in children, and now that's the main type of diabetes in children. And I think when you looked at the data, when kids are looking at magazines or TV, they would see 300 or 400 food advertisements a month that promoted fast food and unhealthy eating behaviors. The one thing we learned is children pattern their behaviors after the parents. So if the parents are overeating and having large quantities of food and having bad snacks in the home, soda pops and sugar things and those types of things, the kids are going to follow that behavior. So I think the best thing for a parent to do with their child is go out and walk with them, walk the dog with them, be active with them, eat appropriate quantity and quality of food when you can. And then if the child is overweight with a pediatrician, then, having the pediatrician work with you for appropriate eating behaviors. I don't know if calorie counting is that helpful for the kids unless the parents need a calorie count, and the kids can learn it with their parents.
All right. Here's a text question. A 37-year-old woman. I've had an IUD for 6 years, and I haven't had a period in 5. Should I be concerned?
It happens.
No, a lot of people that have IUDs, especially because those are progesterone secreting birth control methods, typically won't have periods. A lot of women, not all, but a high percentage will stop having periods with IUD and may not have them again until the IUD is removed. Most IUDs are effective for 5 or 6 years. So I think that's a great conversation to have with your gynecologist that put the IUD in.
They work great, though.
I had no idea how they work. I didn't realize they actually secrete
a little hormone. Not all of them. You can get them without a hormone, but they just sort of irritate the lining just enough to make it so it doesn't implant. They're great. When I had one, I loved it.
There's a phone question.
Quickly,
yours works pretty well, right?
Mine does. Yeah.
Roxanne, your last call.
Hey, Roxanne, what's your question?
Hi, everybody. First and foremost, thank you for letting me listen. It was a relief to at least turn on the radio this morning after everything and have you guys around. But my question is actually for my husband. He's been, just yesterday, he started having some abdominal pain, and it seems very, very severe. And I know that sometimes, like, intestines can have severe pain just with regular digestion, and I thought that was it. Like, I've given him milk of magnesia and tried to fill him full of fluids, but he's just in a lot of pain, and I'm wondering if I needed maybe just take him to the hospital, but I don't know how to tell what's going on because it seems to come and go.
Yeah, that's a tough question, Roxanne, because I think the severity of the pain dictates the visit to the emergency room. The hard part in the abdomen, you've got the stomach, you've got the spleen, you've got the pancreas, you've got the gallbladder, you've got the small intestine, large intestine, appendix. He doesn't have any of the female organs, I assume, but you have to account for, and the location of each of those may dictate, based on his exam, whether he's got appendicitis or diverticulitis, or he's got a kidney stone, or he's got a gallbladder stone, or I think, and again, it's based on his age too. The presentation's different based on somebody's age, but I think if he's in severe abdominal pain, I would probably take him in the emergency room. I think.
Yeah, Roxanne, what happened to me? Severe abdominal pain. It lasted for a day, and then it got severe. It was general, and then it got really painful in one small location, and it was my appendix. So,
go get him checked.
Go get it checked.
Smart. Yeah, do blood work and do some testing.
Thanks, Roxanne. All right, well, there we go. I hope that Roxanne gets her husband to the...
Yeah, he sounded terrible, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
So that's it. Dr. Cobble, thanks so much for being there, and it's always a pleasure to have you on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right.
He was a little ray of sunshine today, wasn't he?
Yes.
He was.
Traffic.
Not a ray of sunshine, I'm sorry to say. Multiple accidents in Parley's Canyon have backed traffic up the Belt Route. Just don't even try to go northbound on the Belt Route. It looks like it's completely stopped there. Avoid that area if you can. We also have, let's see, a crash northbound I-15 300 north in Linden. The right shoulder affected there. And I think that's about it. Well, in Linden, there's a crash, I-15 northbound in Linden. Other than that, things look like they're moving all right. If you see something you want to share with us, you can text us 33986.
All right, so we're going to take a break, play a song, and then after that, it's Beat Gina, everybody. Beat Gina is the game to play to win. What is the prize?
The prize is tickets to see Foster the People February 11th at the Union.
Foster the People tickets. It's pop culture trivia with Beat Gina, and you will get those Foster the People tickets today. The Peanuts movie was released in 2015, so we just have general Peanuts character trivia.
The Peanuts movie. I
I
remember it.
I heard it was pretty good, but anyway, but it's just general, Snoopy, Charlie Brown trivia. Coming up, 877-602-9696. Call, play, win. Foster the People tickets right after these messages and a song. Zero Res.
I have Zero Res come to my house before and after holiday events. I like a clean house, and I like to present a clean house when people come over. And Zero Res is definitely part of that. You don't want grandma sitting on a dirty couch, do you?
No.
The Zero Res Gotta Love It guarantee makes it easy to get what you pay for. They absolutely stand behind every cleaning, and they have an X96 special going on right now. Get back to clean. Get 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at just $119 and take 20% off your upholstery cleaning. You might have thought about having your carpets cleaned before, but you forget about your couch or chairs or things. Have them clean those too. You call them right now, 801-288-9376. Or you can go online at zerores.com. Just make sure you tell them you want the X96 special. I use them a lot. You should have them in your house and get everything tidied up. Zero Res, spell it backwards or forwards. It spells the same, zerores.com.
All right.
So the tyranny of soccer.
Yes.
Is that...
I don't know why you parents put up with
Well, because my son wants to play soccer.
That's what I mean. Form a different league.
or he could do something else.
He does other things. Lots of other things.
Why don't you tell him to take up whittling?
So his team practices in Riverton. So anytime there's soccer practice, I have to go to Riverton. And soccer practice is an hour and a half long. So it doesn't make sense to come home after you've driven all the way out to Riverton. So I have to find things to do while he's at practice. So I usually have a stack of errands that I'll run these errands, and I will find a place that I don't normally go to do these errands in Riverton.
All right.
How do you find a place in Riverton?
You Yelp, this kind of store near me.
Okay.
And I'm not going to say what kind of store this was. It was a store I needed to do some business in.
Is it embarrassing? Is that why you won't tell us?
I just don't want to identify the store.
Okay.
In front of the store is a big placard.
All right.
With a picture of the old Utah flag.
Yes.
The blue one with the seal in the middle of it. And it says, please save our old flag. Here's a QR code you can scan to sign our petition to save the flag. I want to walk past that into the store.
Yeah.
I go into the store, and I had my Navy hat on.
Okay.
You're like your son saying.
My son, who is in the Navy.
You're a Navy mom.
And that sort of signals things to people.
Yeah.
Assumptions are made.
Yes, that's perfect.
Did they leap on you?
And someone behind the counter said, "Who's in the Navy?" And I said, "My son." He said, "Oh, me too. I was in the Navy too."
Yes.
And so we had a little Navy back, which is great. I
Navy
love it.
talk.
I
Okay.
love it when people do that.
All right.
But he made assumptions.
Yes.
And he said, "Oh, have you signed our petition yet?" I said, "What, your petition? What petition?" He said, "Oh, it's horrible news. We have a new flag in the state of Utah that people didn't get a chance to vote on." That's not true.
Yeah.
They had an opportunity to have another petition before, and they didn't get enough signatures, and so you've got to sign our petition. Now, I'm there to do business that I need to do.
Yes.
And he brings the petition over in a pen. You got to...
Yeah.
I felt like I had to sign it.
Why?
Because I felt like I had to sign it.
Why? I would have just said, no, I don't want to sign it. I like the new flag.
I did not. There were other people there.
Were they going to pounce on you?
It was uncomfortable. They were all turning. I I felt like there was a reverse, liberal Karen viral video thing that could have happened from this if I decided to engage with them and I kind of like the new flag. And so I wrote a fake name on the petition.
Oh, well, at least you did that.
I wouldn't have signed, and I don't think I maybe would have made a big deal out of it. Or you could have said, oh, I already signed that. I don't want to sign it. Or I don't want to sign it.
No, because he said, have you heard about our petition? And I had already said no. So
I see.
I couldn't.
Yourself up there.
But it was an uncomfortable situation. There were about 4 people in the store who were all turning and looking at me going, you're going to sign it, right?
Again, well, what were you afraid would happen? That they would beat you up?
No, it was...
That they would say...
when you feel the energy of a place and you're like, I think the best course of action here is to just...
Go along to get along?
To get along. And then as I'm leaving, he said, we don't make much money here. Can you put a tip in the tip jar? And he holds it.
Really?
Now that, okay.
Now
I would say, give me back that petition and cross your name off. Really?
The whole thing was so weird and uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't just the people working there. It was the other patrons in the business that were all invested in and the government is the flag and the thing and and I can't believe they took our flag away and it's a woke flag that we now have a woke Utah
How is it woke? I don't
That's
know.
That's
what
I
they
sent
say.
Dan McKay when he texted me.
Yeah.
And I've tried to reach out to him again to get his flag people. Dan McKay is a conservative Utah County Republican, but he's the one who brought forth the new flag and really liked it. And I said, Dan, people don't like it because they think it's woke. The woke. It's the anti-woke mob. And I said, Dan, you're anything but woke.
Yeah.
I know, he said.
Somebody said those flag loonies rented a booth at Box Elder County Fair. They were incredibly aggressive. Yeah, maybe I'm not conveying that enough. This wasn't like a casual, you want to sign our petition? It was like, you're going to sign our petition, right?
Well, the one lesson I think you should take from this is don't wear your Navy hat in public.
No, I like wearing it.
And
I like talking to people about the Navy. And this goes back to me, taking back the flag. I don't like people making assumptions about my politics.
You don't like it, but the assumptions they make if you're wearing the Navy hat is that you're not woke.
Based on my Navy hat or my American flags that I like.
I'm sorry, they make assumptions.
I'm trying to go against that.
Just please tell me that the fake name you used was Jill Biden. Please.
No.
What was the fake name you used?
I don't want to say.
Yeah, well, they're going to go. They'll look it up and find you.
I don't want to say.
Yeah, see,
it was Gina Lola Brigida, wasn't it?
The asking for a tip thing, that's really tacky.
Yes.
That's very
What kind of a place was it that you had to tip?
I just don't
You've
feel
already identified them as the store in Riverton that had the big
I bet
sign
there are
out front.
many of those.
Just be ready. Just practice Jill Biden's signature.
Okay, yeah, it wasn't Jill Biden.
That's a federal offense if you signed it as Jill Biden.
Is it?
I think so.
Okay.
Impersonating a first lady.
Put a rainbow flag pin on your Navy hat. Problem solved.
Oh.
There you go.
That good. Somebody's got a good idea there.
Texter's doing the thing. At 8:25 right now. Devo, of course. There you go. It is time for Beat Gina, brought to you by
X96 presents Foster the People, February 11th at the Union. You can find more information and ticket links at x96.com.
It's time for another edition of Beat Gina. I'm Johnny Ola, the announcer for Beat Gina, and the nice thing about being a booth announcer is you can do your job from anywhere in the world, like Portugal, for example. But I'm also someone that many of you think of as a trusted advisor on your health and well-being. That's why I'm pleased to recommend Your Way to keep regular naturally with ready-to-eat, delicious Uncle Sam's laxative cereal. Uncle Sam's laxative cereal, I said.
Okay.
It's guaranteed to help you or double your money back. Uncle Sam's is a favorite of thousands for over 50 years. Enjoy this natural, gentle, regulatory cereal. You'll find it on your grocer's cereal shelf. If not completely satisfied, return the package top to Uncle Sam Breakfast Food Company, Omaha, Nebraska, 68111. We'll refund double your purchase price because that's the way we do things in America. And now, here's your American host, the always regular Kerry Jackson.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, Johnny Ola, professional game show announcer. The randomizer has picked a contestant, Gina. It looks like Jeremy is who you'll be playing against today. Jeremy, are you there?
Hello.
All right, Jeremy, we're going to toss a coin to see who goes first. It will give you the advantage in the game. You call it heads or tails.
We'll go heads.
All right, let's see what happens. It is heads. That means Jeremy goes first.
You're one step closer to winning these Foster the People tickets, Jeremy.
Jeremy, the first question is for you to answer exclusively. It's multiple choice, pop culture trivia. If you get it correct, you get the point. If not, I'll allow Gina to answer the question correctly, stealing your point away. We'll go back and forth until one of you gets 3 points. All right, because of the Peanuts movie released on this day in 2015, we thought, what the hell, let's do Charlie Brown Peanuts character trivia. All right, so let's see. Jeremy, first question for you. The creator of Peanuts was Charles M. Schulz. What was Charles M. Schulz's nickname? He had a nickname. Was it 1, punk ass? Was it 2, snot? Was it 3, Sparky? Or 4, pumpkin?
I'm going to go C, Sparky.
Sparky is correct.
There's a point for Jeremy. Good work, Jeremy.
All right. Gina. What was the name of the place where Charlie Brown got Snoopy?
Okay.
Was it 1, the Daisy Hill Puppy Farm?
Yes. Sorry.
Is that your answer?
No. Sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Diarrhea Planet? Is that one of them? Tell me Diarrhea Planet.
Why don't we just let Gina amuse herself and do the whole...
I'm sorry.
Was it 2, the Petaluma Puppy Ranch? Was it 3, the Rainbow Bridge Pet Stop? That's a poor name. Or is it 4, Pavlov's Dog Parlor? Oh, it's 1. Okay, there you go.
I'm sorry.
It's 1-1. Jeremy, I'm sorry you have to be a part of this. It's your turn. What's Jeremy's question?
Jeremy, on the Halloween special, what did everyone give to Charlie Brown when he went trick-or-treating? Was it 1, MetLife Insurance? Was it 2, beer? Was it 3, S&H green stamps? Or 4, rocks?
Let's say rocks.
Say that and you'll be right. 2-1. Back to Chuckles. Gina.
Gina, who is my sweet baboo? Who is my sweet baboo? Is it 1, Rosario Dawson? Oh, wait, that's mine. I'm sorry. Let me cross that out. Is it 2, the collective gang name for Woodstock's crew? Bill, Harriet, Oliver, Raymond, Fred, Roy, Wilson, and Conrad. Is it 3, Linus? Or 4, Schroeder?
I'm going with Schroeder. No.
All right, Jeremy, you could win the game with this steal.
Say Linus.
You win the game,
correct.
Jeremy.
Yes.
Nicely done. There you are, 3-1. You're going to go see
Foster the People.
Yeah, Foster the People. Foster the Giants, I was going to say.
No, Foster the People coming February 11th to the Union.
Hang on the line, and we'll tell you how to get there.
I've got to go. I have a meeting with my travel agent.
Oh, so leave a box of that cereal, if you would.
Sure.
Thank you. Curious. News brought to you by
Clark Planetarium proudly presents Laser Trans-Siberian Orchestra, a holiday music journey, November 22nd to December 31st. Don't miss this breathtaking laser light spectacle in the Hanson Dome Theater. Get tickets at clarkplanetarium.org.
Let's see. Ireland's High Court has been told that Irish mixed martial arts fighter Conor McGregor raped a woman in a Dublin hotel.
Yep.
Nikita Lehman, I guess it is, Lehman, is claiming civil damages against McGregor and another man, alleging she was sexually assaulted in 2018. But the court heard on Tuesday Mr. McGregor's lawyers say that Ms. Lehman has no automatic right to anonymity and is attempting extortion. The fighter, McGregor, was in court to hear Justice Alexander Owens tell the jury that it is alleged that Ms. Lehman was sexually assaulted by McGregor and James Lawrence. December 9, the judge said it is alleged that the pair had, in effect, raped her. The court was told McGregor contacted Ms. Lehman, a Dublin hairdresser, and her friend following a Christmas party. They said that the pair had known each other for quite some time. They were from the same area. At the time, she lived in Dublin, and she had been out with friends for the night of the alleged incident. McGregor, considered a hero, and a famous person in the town, and she agreed to meet with him, and but one thing led to another, and it went further than she wanted. She claims that he raped her, and it's still in the courts.
Well, he's a POS, so
that seems to be the case, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Let's see, and he's sort of upfront about it. He believes that he's entitled. Donald Trump took the stage at his home state of Florida 2:30 in the morning and claimed victory after winning three critical swing states, North Carolina, Georgia, and Pennsylvania. He surpassed the 270 electoral votes needed to earn a second term at 5:34 Eastern Time this morning. I'll be fighting for you with every breath in my body. I will not rest until we deliver the strong, the safe, and prosperous America that our children deserve and that you deserve. During his 25-minute speech, Trump expressed awe at how far his campaign had come. Nobody had ever seen things like this. Nobody's ever seen the likes of it.
Four more years of hearing this.
From the top of his speech, when he told a roaring crowd of supporters, we're going to help our country heal and put divisions in the rearview mirror.
Yeah, the divisions will be in the rearview mirror because of the camps that'll be opened.
Trump didn't only claim victory for himself, he claimed it for the MAGA movement. Kept referring to himself as the comeback kid. I'm the comeback kid. So there you go. Donald Trump has been challenged to change history forever and come clean about the UFO intel if he, now that he's the president. Arizona-based expert Nick Pope says there's growing hope within the global UFO community that if Trump returns, which he will push through an executive order to have several classified files released. He also believes the recent whistleblower revelations that the U.S. government has created an active and highly secretive tracking program called the Immaculate Constellation could spark Trump's divulgation of critical information about the potential presence of other life forms.
This is what you voted for, America. The whack jobs are in charge.
Trump on the Joe Rogan podcast, I heard it. He said, I've seen a lot of those files. I know a lot about it.
You didn't see any files. You don't read.
I know. But they were shown to me. I saw them. They were there. They were sitting there. I got news for you. There are already aliens among us.
They
probably one living next door. Authorities flagged multiple instances of false information attempting and in some cases briefly succeeding to disrupt Election Day. The FBI on Tuesday warned in a press release that false election information was being spread misusing the agency, the FBI's name and insignia. The instances involved a fabricated video of a fake news clip and fake news FBI press release. The fabricated news clip reportedly shows falsely that the FBI purportedly, falsely, God, I hate the way they write these things sometimes, stated that Americans should vote remotely due to a high terror threat at polling stations. Well, there really wasn't. There were some small incidences.
There were several incidences in specifically targeted counties.
Georgia.
Emails from Russia.
Florida.
Bomb threats.
With bomb threats.
Yeah.
you know.
Which turns out wasn't necessary.
Yeah. John Curtis, Democratic nominee Caroline Gleich conceded defeat to John Curtis in the race to replace Mitt Romney as Utah's junior U.S. Senator Tuesday night. Voters were still in line outside of polling places, kept open by delays at multiple locations when Gleich sent out a concession statement to reporters, and national news outlet declared Curtis a 3.5-term congressman, a victor in the race. He said, "I'm very proud of the campaign we've run." Curtis thanked his supporters and pledged to work with senators from both parties. Together, he said, we will make Washington...
Together,
we will make Washington more like Utah.
Oh, boy.
And America more like our kids need it to be. Rios Pacheco stood on the land where in 1863 his ancestors were victims of one of the deadliest attacks on Native Americans in United States history. Behind him, across the site of the Bear River Massacre, hundreds of volunteers planted native shrubs and trees, a collective effort to heal what was taken from both the land and the northwestern band of the Shoshone Nation. For Pacheco, who serves as the tribe's spiritual leader, planting native plants on the land where hundreds of his ancestors' lives were stolen by the U.S. Army is a way not only to restore the ecological balance of the area, but heal the spirit of his people. It's a site, part of it, I think most of it is in Utah. Lake Powell, is it becoming a mud lake instead of a lake? The Glen Canyon Dam was built in 1963. It created the reservoir, Lake Powell, to ensure a water supply for the lower Colorado Basin states and Mexico. Over the past 60 years, it's also become a recreation destination, of course. But the sediment and mud from the Colorado River has been building up against the dam, and there is thought that it can't stand it.
Well, just the pressure?
Yeah. On average, 30,000 dump truckloads of sediment are deposited into Lake Powell daily, and a lot of it ends up, going down and pushing against the dam. It's a sediment trap, essentially. What can be done about that?
Oh, nothing.
Open the dam. Mission Gorge's Iowa Meat Farms is continuing its 20-year-plus tradition, and I know you'll be happy about this, Carrie.
Yes.
Of selling made-from-scratch and fully prepared turduckens ready for baking. And they're keeping prices the same as last year. The frozen turduckens come in 3 sizes: roll, which is breast meat only, small with wings and legs, and large with wings and legs. And then they sell for like $175, $125, $195 respectively. They feed 10 to 15 people on the small, 15 to 20 people, 20 to 30 on the large one. So a large turducken, I've never had a turducken. For some reason, it just doesn't sound good to me. You stuff
I like my meat separated.
You stuff what? That should be your sign off. I like my meat separated. What do you stuff a duck into a chicken, and then you stuff that into a turkey? And it just doesn't. I'm with you, kind of, Gina. It doesn't seem right.
It's tough to cook properly.
Yeah, because each of those things cooks at a different rate. I would think.
Done properly.
Have you had it?
It's a wonderful thing.
Really,
but it's hard to do.
Yeah.
All right, that's it.
Sports, weather, traffic.
Well, looking for good news anywhere. Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce did something Monday night that no NFL player his age has ever done before.
Telling me.
Bill, you should keep betting on him.
I will.
Kelce caught 14 passes in the Chiefs' win over the Buccaneers, making him the first player 35 years of age or older to do so. Well done, Travis Kelce. Utah Hockey Club, not well done. They lost to Winnipeg Jets 0-3. Puck drops tomorrow for their game against the Blues.
I haven't heard. Is Kelce still dating that singer? What's her name?
Yes, I believe so. Tay-Tay.
Who?
Tay-Tay.
Is she Asian?
No. The Jazz, they might win their second game of the season tomorrow against the Bucks. That game starts at 6 o'clock. Weather, it's pretty chilly this morning. 32 right now, only going to get up to 43 for a high. Overnight lows the next couple of days are going to be in the 20s. This is all kind of chilly for this time of year. We'll be back up around where we should be. It looks like Saturday, Sunday, back up into the mid-50s, it looks like. Traffic is still a mess. We have multiple crashes eastbound to I-80, milepost 131 in Parley's Canyon. Expect extended delays. Use alternate routes. 215, the Belt Route, Parley's crash backed that up to 60 seconds south. It is just a mess. Don't even go anywhere near there if you can avoid it. Let's see. Friends of the program were telling us about some other things. Congestion starting at exit 316, 5th South and Woods Cross, stop and go. Major stop and go around Center Street and I-15. Car stopped in the middle lane, I-15 North Salt Lake. Thank you, friends of the program. Somebody else says 33rd and Wasatch are backing up as well.
Wow.
That's just residual issues due to those multiple crashes in Parley's. Ripple effect. Haster games for board games, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, miniatures, dice paints, and more. Haster Games, 6831 South State or hastergames.com.
Thank you very much. We will take a break after these messages. Your list of things that must go. Stand by for that. Underdog Fantasy.
You know, you can make a little money with Underdog Fantasy if you want to sit and watch sports this weekend. Underdog Fantasy makes it easy. They got 5 million happy players, or with me, 5,000,001, across 33 different states. $2 billion have been won. Underdog makes it easy for you to cash in on all of your athletes' performances. So, like I stick with Travis Kelce and a few others. You want to do the pick'em game? It's cool. Pick higher or lower on all your favorite players' stats, and Underdog puts them right there on the website there. So you can see all the stats of all the players. Underdog puts the power to cash out in your hands because you can now either keep riding, let 'em ride with your entry, or you can tap the Win Now button and cash out whenever you want if you're feeling uncomfortable, or maybe you just have to go do something. You can cash out. Every dog deserves a second chance. With Underdog Rescues, you can get your money back and receive a promo if an early injury causes your entry to lose. With Underdog's Double Flex option, you can even take 2 L's and still have your entry be a W. Download the app and sign up with the promo code ALLRED and deposit now to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. That's promo code ALLRED. Must be 18 years of age or older. Present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. Well, the Republicans are really after me.
Me too. I'm getting them too.
Well, are you getting this? Again,
they want me to run for office?
This is the third time they've sent me a text.
Really?
Utah Republican Chairman Rob Axon here. It says, our party needs your help.
Mm-hmm.
No Republican has filed a run against Democrat incumbent Jen Daly Prevost for the state house. January 8th at 5 p.m. is the deadline to file at the Salt Lake County Clerk's office, and we cannot let the Democrat run unopposed.
Mm-hmm.
Will you answer the call and serve? See the district map here.
I got it for Brian King.
Oh, really?
Yeah. A GOP chairman, Rob Axon, says, our party needs your help. Me, Gina Barberi. Brian King, is Republican, has filed to run for the open seat in State House District 23.
It seems that I think I also got something from the Democrat, Jen Daly Prevost, saying, I can't find it now, saying that she would really appreciate my financial support. Now, I don't know why.
Okay, that's
well,
different.
you're a registered Republican.
I don't know. I don't know why she would send that to me. I'm not giving her any money. I'm a Republican.
Did you see there's a woman and a Democrat that's filed to run for Mitt Romney's seat yesterday?
I didn't see that.
Yes.
She's, let me find that.
And so did anybody file to run against Jen Daly Prevost?
Oh. Let's see.
Now, as registered Republicans, don't we get to vote in this upcoming thing?
Yeah, they're having...
Or do we have to go somewhere?
We might have to go somewhere, so I don't want to do that.
I don't want to do that.
It's a presidential preference poll or something.
Yeah.
World-renowned ski mountaineer, environmental
I did,
activist, running for Utah's open Senate seat. Her name's Caroline Gleich or Gleich. I should probably figure out how to say that. She's running for Mitt Romney's.
Yeah, I did see that. And she's a Democrat?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay.
She got my vote.
Well,
I don't need to know anything.
Well, I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm a Republican. I can't vote for her.
Sure, no, Bill, you can.
You can.
See, in this state, you have to be a registered Republican to vote in the Republican primaries and things, but Democrats will take anybody. You don't have to be a registered Democrat.
And that's why I'm a Republican, because I'm picky.
And today's the last day you can register as a Republican to vote
I think it was. Oh yeah, today is the
last day.
Yeah, today. If you have a mind to register, I was thinking of changing back to Democrat, but I just didn't want to go. I lost the paper that said how to do it, and so I don't care. I mean, it doesn't make a whole never mind of difference. Really.
It does make a difference because you can vote in primaries. If you would like a say in who wins office here in the state of Utah, you have to be a registered Republican.
Gina, the Republicans that I would vote for, which I did, are too liberal in the Republican Party to ever win.
Well,
it doesn't make a difference.
Well, the GOP is now all extremists. There is no what I keep hearing mainstream Republicans. That term doesn't apply anymore.
That's why I want to go back to. I think I should go back to being a Democrat and just fight the good fight.
All of the mainstream Republicans are quitting or retiring Mitt Romney, you know? So,
I don't know how this presidential, I think it's in March, the Republican
presidential preference,
whatever that is. I don't know if you have to go somewhere or. We'll find out.
It says here, so you can switch back to Democrat. The Republican Party will not primary this year. They have decided to do voting in the caucuses, so you can't vote against Trump in the primary.
Because they know not everyone will show up to the caucuses. Because people are...
Yeah, it's only the extremists.
Yeah.
Or no, excuse me, the Republicans that will go out.
Well, I think I can. I think you can call the office and change your party affiliation over the phone.
You just go to vote.utah.gov and it's all there. It's easy.
All right.
Things that must go on the radio. From Hell Show.
These are things that are bugging you, our dear friends of the program, so you got to get rid of them. You got to get them out of your life. You send them to us via email, radiofromhell@x96.com. Put Must Go in the subject line, then put down the thing that's bugging you, and maybe it'll make you feel better, and maybe, just maybe, these things will disappear from your life. Gina, hello.
Hello.
Go first.
My daughter is a student at the University of Utah.
Mm-hmm. Congratulations.
She lives on campus.
Yes.
In the dorms, and she has a student on campus parking pass, which is no good on basketball game days or football game days. She is not allowed to park.
I don't get that.
Yeah.
She lives there.
Well, I know why they do it, but that's not fair.
No. What is she supposed to do?
Well, and luckily, she has parents that live close by.
Yeah.
And so on game days, she will bring her car home, and we will go drop her off at the dorm. I get why they do it, but shouldn't there be a priority for people that live on campus?
Exactly.
Who are they making the most money from?
Well, and that's
they're making the most money from the
That's
basketball.
what she tried to say. She's like, I'm paying tuition. I'm like, these are donors that are paying to, but at the very least, let the kids that live there park their car and not have to find some magical parking lot.
Your daughter ever heard of public transportation?
But it's just a pain. It's just a pain. Let's see. This from Tristan. If you're texting me, just say what you need. No more mysterious hi, single emoji, leaving me hanging, saving us both time and skip the suspense. Go ahead. Ask the question. And while you're at it, don't make it a vague question. Do you have any plans on Thursday? Want to go to this thing on Thursday? Just tell me what it is before making me guess what it is. Be clear in your texts. Let's see. This is from Milo. Fast food restaurants still adding pickles and mustard to my cheeseburgers. Stop adding pickles and mustard when I told you I don't want them.
Yeah.
And let's see. This from Scott. Social media posts paying tribute to someone, but it's vague. We have a lot of vague must-goes.
Yeah.
As to whether they've passed away, or maybe it's their anniversary, or it's their birthday.
Okay.
Just say who it is, what it is.
Yeah, what happened.
Is that it? Yep. Okay, I'll go next. Let's see. I got a couple of my own. Hot and cold bathroom faucets on sinks and tubs that aren't marked well as to which side is hot and which side is cold, and that are just one lever. I want a handle that says cold on it. I want a handle that says hot on it, and then I want to be able to mix it myself.
How about this, Bill? Especially in hotels, but I know you were at an Airbnb. A universal system that it is the same no matter where you go.
You know what I'm talking about.
Because trying to figure out how showers in different hotels work.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Just be all the same.
You're pushing that lever going, is it hot this way? No, it's too hot. And then bathroom exhaust fans that do not exhaust anything.
Yeah.
They're just ridiculous, and they make noise. This one says, hi, it's Mike from Nashville. My printer telling me my ink is low, and I just replaced it like a week ago. And number 2, making Radio from Hell print out my single must-go, wasting toner and a full sheet of paper. The frugal Mike in Nashville. This one says, good morning, Lords. Here what I think must go. Emoji reacting to emails. If I wanted you to send a heart in reply to my message, I would have DM'd you. But an email, either reply using words or accept that the conversation has come to its natural conclusion and ignore my email like God intended. I should not have heart notifications in freaking Outlook. Yours in eternal burning hatred, Camille of West Valley.
Okay.
And finally, this one, my lighthearted things that must go are the ice cream cone having too many sprinkles. When I take a bite, the sprinkles fall on the floor. This attracts the puppies to come licking the floor and yippee barking. My sister using lacrosse socks to stuff her bra because she can't be bothered to do laundry last night.
Oh.
Thank you for letting me listen, Tony. Gary?
All right. Let's see. This one from MedTech M, things that must go. The broken Keurig my husband insists on keeping, claiming he can fix it. It's been broken for over a month. He hasn't even attempted repairs. Throw it away. This one from Lang. I have a few things that must go. People that leave time on the microwave.
Okay.
You need to zero it out?
Well, they open it with the time still left on, and then they just leave it. Just clear it. Or set the exact time for what you were microwaving in the first place. I agree, Lang. My mother's not going to like this one. I think churches should go. But I have an idea for their replacement. Make them into animal shelters, or better yet, homeless shelters.
Yeah.
And finally, this one, and I agree with Lang on this one for sure. Toy scalping. Pass it along for what you paid for it. I find it very disheartening when inanimate objects like trading cards, comic books, or in this case toys, can gain more in value than I do in my career over 16 years. This one from another Indiana listener. Let's see. Things that must go. Daylight saving time. Appointments that require me to call to change. Can't you just have an app or something?
Yeah.
And finally, and this one I really relate to these days, my dog's farts. They are so bad they clear the room. See, I have to give little Ripley medication round the clock.
Yeah.
And boy, has it changed her entire gutty works. Boy, they stink. I had to check to see that she didn't just drop one on the couch.
Oh,
I mean,
it was that bad.
It was that pungent. All right. And finally, this one from Zane. For some reason, I can't remember what the email is for Must Goes. Carrie, what's the email for Must Goes? Radio from Hell at x96.com.
Thank you, Zane.
My travel agent is on vacation right now, and I can't get a hold of her.
Yeah. Iceland.
No fall here in Dallas. It's still very warm. It's cold in the morning, but it's still like 70 degrees in the afternoon. Thank you. Hopefully, you'll be able to keep us all going for the next 4 years. Zane.
Things that must go on the radio from Hell Show.
Traffic.
Well, crash southbound I-215 West 7th North in Salt Lake. Crash northbound I-15 1600 North in Orem. And those earlier issues, eastbound I-80 at Parley's Canyon, multiple crashes in the canyon. We still have lots of residual slowing northbound on the Belt Route around 62nd South on. It's just not clearing up.
Where did this start? I mean, what started
There were
it?
multiple accidents in Parley's Canyon, and that just backed up onto the Belt Route. It's oddly enough, people are saying Foothill Drive was clear. That's because no one could get to Foothill Drive. Yeah, it's been an issue all morning long. If you see something, you can text it to us, and we'll pass it along. 33986. The Stateroom presents Making Live Music Memories. Don't miss Amy Mann with Jonathan Colton Wednesday, November 13th at the Commonwealth Room. Get tickets at thestateroompresents.com.
All right. Thank you very much. The Boner Recap game is coming up after these messages and a song. Okay. Very easy to play. All you have to do is tell us who won the Boner this morning. Now, if you were listening, you know, because you heard it. Mm-hmm. If you weren't listening, you could guess, I suppose. But why guess when you can cheat? Yeah, seems to work for a lot of people. 877-602-9696. You cheat by going to x96.com and looking for the box that says Boner Voting, Boner of the Day, November 6, 2024. Right. And you click on that. It says winner next to the winner. What is the prize?
The prize is tickets to the U.S. women's national hockey team facing off against Canada, coming to the Maverick Center Friday, November 8th. And why don't we tuck those into a Radio from Hell diner-style mug?
So you get the hockey tickets and the mug. Mm-hmm. All right. Don't take your mug to the hockey game.
No.
877-602-9696. After some messages and a song, we will play the Boner Recap game. You decide when to call in. The sooner the better, frankly. Goldbacks.
Yeah, goldbacks, what are they? Well, they are currency, a local currency made of 24-karat gold, actual, physical, spendable gold. This is a hedge against inflation, for one thing. Yeah, you know, you hear these ads for, invest in gold right now, and it seems really it's like it's too rich for your blood, but you're kind of curious about it. You want to get in on it. Goldbacks is a way to do that. As the price of gold increases, so does the value of your goldbacks. And you can use them and shop at over 800 local Utah businesses spending real gold. This is also a way of keeping wealth local. When you spend goldbacks, you keep wealth circulating within your local economy, strengthening businesses and fostering a more self-reliant community. So that's another option and another benefit. To learn more about goldbacks and spending in physical gold, visit alpinegold.com. That's alpinegold.com. Use the promo code RADIO for free shipping on orders of over $200.
Oh, come on now.
Man.
Where's this so anticlimactic?
And we have guests in the studio. We have guests here.
And should we sing it? Here and it feels all right. There it is.
Have another drink, it'll make you feel better. Have another drink, it'll feel all right.
The wrong file.
Well, he's joined us here in the studio. He is the potentate of the Wine Academy of Utah, Jimmy Santangelo. You can find all things Wine Academy of Utah and all things Santangelo at wineacademyofutah.com. Good morning, Mr. Santangelo.
Good morning. Happy weekend.
What have you got for us?
We got a lot of great stuff. We have a whiskey and we have some delicious chocolate encased fruit. Oh, my gosh. So we're going to pair True Fruit, the natural cherries with dark chocolate, with our Clearwater whiskey, the Scandalist. And we always love these labels, right? The Scandalous labels. I don't know if anybody has, a better camera than me.
Drunk already.
Been assessing since yesterday.
This is the cinnamon flavor.
This is a cinnamon. This is a Canadian whiskey.
Clearwater's just killing it.
They are. They really are. They're doing a great job. They, I love their packaging, love their branding, love their story. Clearwater Distillery, Utah County's only distillery down there. But more importantly, it's great product. It's great whiskey. And this is a Canadian-based whiskey. And what they're doing is they're saturating just these beautiful cinnamon sticks in there in this basket press, just soaking it in there. So all that just beautiful cinnamon flavors coming out naturally. no sugars, no
It's not too
additives.
sweet.
It's not too sweet.
That's
and
why
it
this is the best.
Even a little cloudy in there. They don't do a huge amount of filtration. They'll do a little fining in there. But what they want to do is that fragment, that flavor really comes out.
Yeah, it does. And it's and again, I've not been a great fan of cinnamon whiskeys in the past because they're too sweet.
Yeah,
This
they're really
is not sweet.
They're really popular, but this one is superior.
This one's a good one.
So if you pair it with True Fruit, how do you do that?
Yeah, which do you do first?
Okay,
What
so
order do you do
I like
this
to
in?
do a sip, taste, sip because you kind of want to prep your palate. Little sip on the palate.
Oh, palate prep here.
Little palate.
All right, here we go.
No more than usual, Bill. No more than usual.
Man, my palate is prepped.
Yeah. And then we've had been listening to you guys for the last couple of weeks, enjoying your True Fruit. So you know how to do that. You let it open up. You bring it out of the freezer about 10, 15 minutes.
Okay.
And you can see it's just kind of getting glisteny, glossy. It's starting to come down. Just pop that bad boy right in. And when you eat chocolate and when you eat fruit, a lot of times people will just be more worried about chewing it up and swallowing it. Actually, what you want to do is even take a half a bite, and it just kind of get around your palate, right? Get it all over on the tongue and then the roof of the mouth, and then take a sip.
Oh, yeah.
And these are both local products.
These are both local products, and that's a cool part. And what you have here is a fun situational pairing. You can nail it with the absolute perfect food and wine or a whiskey kind of pairing, but it's also fun. It's just something to have in the backyard, something to have after dinner. If you didn't make a cake, if you didn't make a big dessert, you're like, oh, I got something, a little sweet note to finish. Friends that are over, and it's easy, it's approachable.
Something to
and
have
it's
while
delicious.
you're watching TV, something to have while you're mowing the lawn.
Mowing the lawn?
A new Netflix and chill.
Something to have when you're just get out of the shower.
In the shower.
Chocolate everywhere.
A shower pairing, Bill? Is that what this is?
But what's great about this is the True Fruit is that you can pair with so many things with fruit and chocolate because so many things you can pair with fruit.
We kind of just created our own little cordial here, right? You've got that cinnamon spice complementing the chocolate. That's always a great pairing. Cherry note, a red fruit note is a characteristic with whiskeys coming out. So these two very much collaborate with one another. And we're even going to be, in addition to the Clearwater distilling spirits that we love featuring, whether it's the Armagnac, the Scandalous, and others. But we are going to be pairing this same True Fruit product at one of my events next Thursday at Liberty Park. The Tracy Aviaries Wine Takes Flight. We're featuring wines of Portugal. So we're going to have different wines leading up, but the very last wine is going to be a classic port, sweet red wine, and we're going to pair this also with that. It's going to go really good.
So a lot of times people say that a dry kind of white wine or red wine is good with chocolate. Is that?
Yeah, you got to make sure when you do a classic food wine pairing, you want to make sure the wine is sweeter than the dessert. But a lot of red wines are nice and ripe and rich, so you want to look at a higher alcohol red. So a Zinfandel, big, rich Cab Sav from Napa, that'll go good with, say, like a milk chocolate. And a lot of people are like, oh, what's the cocoa level, the cacao level? You gotta also worry about that. But as soon as I start going, if I'm over at Caputo's or something and really going through all my, or Harmon's, going through my 80%, 70% cacao level, then I'm moving to whiskey. I'm moving over to whiskeys for that pairing. But if you're doing a Hershey's, if you're doing a nice piece of chocolate kind of a thing, red wine would be good, but you need that higher alcohol riper fruit.
What about the pineapple? Because I love the pineapple True Fruit.
The pineapple True Fruit, when I have that with Sauvignon Blanc or an unoaked Chard, it is amazing.
I've got that.
How about rum?
You could do a white rum. Yeah, and that's really now you're talking pina colada bursting in your mouth. For sure. Make sure it's a white rum, not a dark rum.
See, I wouldn't have even thought about this, the Scandalous whiskey with the cherry. And it's perfect.
It works.
Nice.
It works out well. Now, is the Scandalous available in liquor stores?
Scandalous is widely available. It's listed $29.99, so under 30 bones for this bottle. It is a sipper. You can also integrate into cocktails. I make Manhattan cocktails with this. I make other styles of cocktails with this. We do a New York sour with this with a little float of red wine. So you can really have fun or just on the rocks after dinner. It's a palate
like
cleanser.
this, just what you've
just
done
like
here.
this. And yeah,
a little bit.
You keep the true fruit in the freezer. Grab a little bowl of those and get a little.
Take the
snort
bottle of
the
whiskey off your
Scandalous.
nightstand, and you're good to go.
How did you know? And now the other nice thing too about Clearwater Distillery is if you happen to find yourself on a Sunday without any alcohol,
God forbid you don't have a bottle of booze on a Sunday, right?
Yeah,
you can go down there and grab some. They have
they're
a package
down
store.
there in Lehigh. Just look at it and you can buy
Pleasant Grove.
or Pleasant Grove.
Pleasant
Same,
Grove.
very similar.
Utah County's
area.
losing their minds. They are.
When they first asked me how to get there, I said, "Hey, how do I get down to your location?" They're like, take 80, get off at Pleasant Grove, off ramp, make a left, and then bang her right at the church. They didn't have to tell me which church I knew.
Exactly. What do you got coming up Monday, Thursdays?
Yeah, we got all kinds of stuff coming up. As mentioned, that Thursday at the Tracy Aviary. Following that, Thursday, August 29th, Leonardo Museum featuring wines of the French countryside.
My favorite.
That's going to be a fun one.
All right.
My favorite.
All right, it's wineacademyofutah.com where you find all things Sant'Angelo, spirits, wine, all of that, and you can learn to be a sommelier with Jimmy.
That's
as well.
right.
Sure.
All right.
Thanks, guys. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, sir. Rage.
Adolf in Sunset is a big Rage Against the Machine fan.
Sunset?
Mm-hmm.
Adolf
in Sunset.
I don't know if you know. All his friends have texted in today.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you noticed that.
I did notice, yeah.
I hadn't noticed. Who are some of his other friends?
Joseph and Benito and...
I see.
Yeah.
All listening to it.
Oh, good. Monitoring.
That's
They're
that's
not
what
listening,
it is.
they're monitoring.
They're reporting.
Yes.
Observe and
Hans?
report.
Was Hans in there?
No, Edie was.
Edie
was.
Well, let's get to the boner recap game. Brian is on the phone.
Hello, Brian.
Hello there.
How are you today, Brian?
I'm doing fine, considering.
Yeah, okay. I'll take it.
Yeah, that's okay. That's good to hear, Brian. Will you have a good day for the rest of the day? You got anything fun planned for today?
I have a lunch appointment, which is exciting, I guess. But
okay.
Other than that, it's just work.
A lunch appointment for pleasure or for work?
It's for pleasure, I guess.
Okay. You guess.
Looking forward to lunch.
All right.
Sure.
We'll take it.
Now, Brian, if you
That's
can...
about all we got right now.
My husband's making cottage pie for dinner. He's promised me that.
Cottage pie?
Yeah.
Is it like shepherd's pie?
Also sounds delicious.
Is that what that is?
It's like shepherd's pie.
Yeah.
I'm looking for something indulgent today,
Yeah.
and I'm trying to decide. So.
Why don't you go get yourself a turducken?
Maybe.
Where are you going for lunch, Brian?
Slackwater in Ogden.
Oh, that'll be good.
Yeah, it'll be.
They're friends of the program up there. Tell them we said hi.
Will do.
Now, Brian, if you tell me who the Boner winner was, you will win what, Gina?
Tickets to the U.S. women's national hockey team facing off against Canada. It's at the Maverick Center Friday, November 8th, and Radio from Hell coffee mug.
All right. Here we go, Brian. I'll read the three candidates. You tell me the winner. Number one,
okay.
Ms. Huff has always had a hard time living up to her name. You see, her parents thought it would be a good idea to name her Charity Sunshine Huff. Well, she's anything but. In this instance, she got drunk and beat up her sister, charged with public drunkenness, disorderly conduct, and battery. That story came, by the way, from the Coosa Valley News. Boner candidate number two, lunch is free. The processing fees that get you. The USDA has banned school lunch fees for low-income families, so you'd think, oh, they don't have to pay anything or very little for the lunch. But the companies that handle the electronic processing, they're charging fees. So sometimes lunches that are supposed to be no cost end up costing like a couple of bucks each.
Well, that won't be a problem soon.
Yeah, they'll get rid of that, finally. And then Boner candidate number three, if you ain't from this country, and by that I mean Texas, you can just crawl off and die. Hospitals in Texas are required to ask their patients about their citizenship status, starting on November 1st. That will cause a lot of people to stay away from the hospital and perhaps die of their illnesses.
Oh, they will.
And they're doing this, they say, because we want to keep track of this and then get the money back from the federal government.
I'm sure
they're
that's
just trying to be bastards,
Yeah.
essentially. All right, so who was the winner, Brian?
Handily number three.
Correct. You are correct. Now, Brian, you can go to lunch at Slackwater Pizza in Ogden and brag to your luncheon companion that you won a contest today.
Guess what I did?
Radio from Hell on X96. That'll make it even sweeter.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Right. Hang on the line.
Hang on.
All right.
We should probably talk to people about our whiskey stroll.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Why don't you do that?
So Carrie and I and our friend Jimmy the wine guy.
Katie's going to join us as well.
Oh, Katie's going to be there too. For a whiskey and history walking and tasting experience on November 16th.
How about a tandem bicycle? I could just ride on the back.
Nope. This is a limited capacity event. You can get your tickets now at x96.com. It's powered by the Ruin SLC, High West Distillery, and Sugar House Distillery.
Are you just trying to shut me out of this completely? Is that it?
So we're gonna be tasting lots of delicious whiskeys. And
You're
then,
afraid I'll drink all the whiskey, aren't you?
Yes, exactly. And then Jimmy's going to take us through Salt Lake City. And believe it or not, Salt Lake City has a very rich history of distillation, starting back in the mid 1800s to present day. So we're gonna learn a lot from him on the tour, and then we end up at the Ruin at the end, and we're promised
that's a club.
That's a bar on Main Street. And
see, this is a way to make history palatable.
And there will be some surprises once we get to the bar at the end of the tour. So if you'd like to join us for that on November 16th, just go to x96.com and purchase the tickets. You're getting the whole. It's like a 2.5 hour experience.
So it's you and Katie
and Gina
and Gina, Katie, Carrie, and Gina, and not
Bill.
Bill.
It's a walking.
Well,
could you walk 2.5 hours?
Oh,
down?
somebody could pull me in a wagon. No, okay,
all right, whatever. We will take a break.
I don't like history anyway.
I don't like history.
You don't want to learn anything.
No.
Let's see. We'll take a break. We'll be back after these with some big boy news and innuendo. Stand by.
And you're listening to the
list.
It's Radio from Hell with another list, because people love a good list. X96.
This is old-fashioned manners that society has abandoned. And on this list, which is what made me think about it, removing your hat when you're indoors.
Yeah.
Now, Kerry makes a big show of putting on his hat every morning at the beginning of the show. But customarily, etiquette guides us to remove our hats upon entering indoor spaces. People don't do that.
And don't throw your hat on the bed. It's bad luck.
Well,
That's not etiquette. That's just common sense.
That's cowboy lore. You're supposed to not put the hat right side up. You can put the hat upside down on a bed, but not right side up.
Oh, okay.
Is a thing.
All right.
For some reason. Hand kissing.
Charmed.
Dating back to the 17th and 18th centuries, the ritual of hand kissing. You still do a hand kiss?
Not so much anymore since COVID, but I have been known to be a hand kisser.
Bill Allred, known hand kisser.
Yeah.
Addressing letters, dear sir or madam.
Well, it's better than hey you.
Hey.
Listen up, jerk.
There was a time you would only send professional emails during business hours. Do you remember this?
No,
yes.
I don't remember that.
There was a time where that was etiquette is one.
Yes.
I can't.
It was very brief.
Or on a Saturday or on a.
It was very brief.
I missed that. Sending thank you cards.
Yeah.
People don't do that anymore.
That's something everyone should be better at.
Yeah.
But
And here's my favorite. Women remaining seated when being introduced. So
Please don't get up.
No,
don't get up. No, you don't. Please.
Toasting with alcoholic beverages. Haven't you been somewhere when somebody's offering a toast and you're like, oh, you can't toast with water? That's bad luck.
Yeah.
But
I have never heard anybody say that.
I don't refer to it as bad luck. I refer to it as a waste of time.
The conventional norm gradually waned as time progressed, allowing space for a broader array of inclusive toasting alternatives, like sparkling cider or non-alcoholic.
Back to your email thing.
Yes.
Apparently, that email business hours thing, that is apparently law in France.
I like that law.
Yeah.
And it's email, not just mail.
Yeah.
It's
And
email.
between their their medicine, their hospitalization and everything, and that reason enough to move there.
And they have young gay prime minister.
And the food.
I'm going to start doing that. Just make sure I don't send any business email outside of 9 to 5.
It's funny, I don't. I don't think I do.
I
anyway.
probably do.
Not business email.
Or if you receive one, do you do this where you go, yeah, I read that, but I'm not going to do anything about it
I do that
until
all
Monday.
Yes, I do that all the time.
I think I'm not even going to open them.
You send me something Friday after 5 p.m., business-wise. I'm not going to touch it.
Don't even open it. Yeah, don't open it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any other things on
That's
there?
it.
That's good.
All right.
We hope you'd enjoyed another list with Radio from Hell on X96.
All right, 9:19, and it is time for Big Boy News and Opinioendo. Brought to you by...
Make the music better for you by taking the Utah Music Survey at x96.com. By participating, you'll be eligible eligible to win $1,000. People with worse taste in music than you are doing the survey, so make sure your opinion is heard. Take the Utah Music Survey at x96.com.
Did you guys talk about this Mike Lee wanting to have a letter removed from the BYU newspaper?
No, that was a couple weeks ago.
yeah.
I thought you were going to do it a couple weeks ago.
I guess I've had it in my file for a while. Mike Lee, personal social media account, been popular outlet for his often no-holds-barred opinions.
You could just say BS opinions.
Said, called for Brigham Young University to remove an article from its student newspaper website. Lee made the demand in a repost from an account claiming an October 17th article posted in the Daily Universe that covered a reproductive care and women's rights rally at the Utah State Capitol was condoning grave sin, using assets of the private university owner, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Lee's message in the repost on Wednesday called BYU, take down this article. It came a day after he accepted accolades on his official congressional account on Twitter from a group naming him as one of 5 senators who have worked tirelessly to protect and ensure our First Amendment rights, and who have tirelessly fought the censorship regime. Well, I don't think he's done that.
No, clearly.
I was saddened with the piece because all Latter-day Saints should vehemently reject abortion. That's what he posted. Now I'm...
even your church doesn't say that.
No, it doesn't.
They don't.
It doesn't say they're opposed to abortion.
No.
Why are church assets allowed to be hijacked to condone grave sin? The article was a report on what people had said during the public rally in Salt Lake. It
wasn't taking a side.
Didn't take a side. It just said, here's what the rally was about. It was a straightforward report on the rally. And who is he to demand that that BYU well, wait a minute.
Well, he's Mike Lee.
Well, wait a minute. I believe his wasn't his father I think was his father the president of BYU at one time.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
He's Captain Moroni. That's who he is.
I was in Panguitch, Utah this past weekend, and the Panguitch Cemetery, and I wanted to go to I didn't end up going, but I wanted to go see the grave of his great-great-great-great-grandfather, John D. Lee, who was the man who led the Mountain Meadows Massacre at Brigham Young's behest, and was ultimately the only person charged with a crime for that and executed. They took him out of the Utah State Prison and took him down to Mountain Meadows and shot him there. And he's buried in Panguitch, but I didn't get a chance. I should have gone. I really should have.
Yeah.
Skiing in the Wasatch for years. Ben White says an early November snowstorm is always cause for celebration.
Sure.
It's great, he said. Holy smokes! I mean, look at all this snow. On opening day at Alta isn't scheduled for another 2 weeks, but the mountain is open for backcountry skiers. And there were people up there skiing over the weekend. Danger is currently low, but the Utah Avalanche Center will begin putting out forecasts soon. Whether you're a backcountry skier or a border snowshoer or hiker, Avalanche forecaster Craig Gordon says it's always good to be aware of what's going on. Says, right now, it's pretty safe up there, but keep in touch with the Avalanche Center. The winter season downtown farmers market is set to open at the Gateway.
Oh, I bet Katie has that in her
on the
her
9th.
Update.
Interesting. It is the officials are saying it is the largest winter market in Salt Lake ever. The winter market will offer local produce, local meat, and baked goods, along with plenty of arts and crafts from Utah artists. The market will run every Saturday through April 19th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., just north of the Olympic Fountains there in Gateway. Program director Carly Gillespie said the winter market will feature a record 75 local vendors. The Grammy Awards ceremony, itself part of the Grammy story, as there are usually a handful of events surrounding the day. So just the ceremony is just part of the whole thing. One such event got a noteworthy change, one that will cost nominees a few extra bucks. The Recording Academy is no longer providing nominees with free tickets to the Grammy after party. If you're a nominee,
they're not going to.
Now, I think the winners
the winners get to go to the party.
Still get to go to the party, but the nominees, in an email sent
lame.
In an email sent to Academy members and seen by Billboard magazine, the Recording Academy wrote, "With the evolution of the event, we unfortunately will no longer be able to provide complimentary tickets for nominees to the after party, nor will we be able to accommodate as many guests as we have in the past. However, we still have a limited number of tickets available for purchase while supplies
forget it.
last.
I'm going home and going to bed.
Screw you.
Be on the lookout for more information on ticket sales in November. Rest assured that the event will be smaller. The experience promises not to be smaller, and impact on the next generation of music people will be greater," so forth. So
That's ridiculous.
yeah. Well, I don't know. If you're a loser, why should they pay for you to go to the party? Let's see. Oh, after years of struggling with the home's legacy, the owner of the Goonies house made a big sale. The iconic Astoria, Oregon home sold in November of 2022, so about a year ago, or 2 years ago, I guess, for $1.65 million to entrepreneur and Goonies superfan Beeman Zakari.
I mean, you wouldn't want to buy that and live in it because you would just have people gawking at it in your yard.
I put it up
looking in the windows.
I put it up on what you call a vision board, Zakari says, in The House From, a documentary film by Tommy Avalone, which takes a closer look at some of the most famous homes from television and film. That's kind of an interesting idea. I asked to own the Goonies house from the universe. I took all the steps necessary in my power, working hard 7 days a week, saving so that it might become, if it ever became for sale, I would have a shot of buying it. The house came with drama, however, with people in neighboring house putting up signs that reads, "Goonies not welcome," shortly after Zakari's arrival.
That's what I mean.
A nod to the steady stream of fans who drive by to see the house.
What are you expecting?
Well, I don't know. The people who live next door to it want their privacy.
That's what I'm saying.
How is it possible, and why would anybody think that, Zakari says? Why would you want to live in this neighborhood knowing that for the past 38 years, one of the greatest iconic movies of all time was filmed in that house, and you choose to live 2 houses down? Why not just move out? So Zakari hung his sign and said, "Hey, you guys, Goonies welcome." A friend of Zakari's reportedly bought the house in between, too, hanging his own sign that points to the detractor's house that reads, "Ignore Karen."
Oh, geez.
Neighbors continue to argue that the attraction and residential homes, amid residential homes, is unwelcome and inconvenient for everyone, and that it's meant to be purely residential property. Zakari wants visitors to be respectful of neighbors, the community too, but also wants them to continue to celebrate the film and anyway.
I guess it's the 40th anniversary of the movie next year.
So you'll have more people coming.
So, yeah.
David Gilmour said he was bullied by the record label on Pink Floyd's final album, The Endless River. During a conversation with the Los Angeles Times, he reflected on how that album came together. When we did that album, there was a thing that Andy Jackson, our engineer, had put together called The Big Spliff, a collection of all these bits and pieces of jams from various sessions for the Division Bell. It was coming out on bootlegs, and a lot of fans wanted that stuff and we'd done in that time. And we thought, well, we'll give it to them. So they compiled the material onto The Endless River. The album was almost entirely made up of instrumental and ambient music, save for Louder Than Words, the only song to feature lead vocals. But the Endless River was met with mixed reviews when it was released. He said, this is my mistake, being bullied by the record company to have it out as a properly laid Pink Floyd record. We should have we weren't clear about what it was when we put it out. And
it was a mystery, because I got it and I went, what?
What's this?
I mean, it's got its purpose. You put it on just,
ambient music
kind of thing, if you're in a hot bathtub or, something. But this is pretty much it.
They should have called it hot bathtub music.
Yeah, I mean, if I were, going to do a float in a saltwater thing, it's one of those, but,
let's see. So Clint Eastwood has a movie out. And it's not getting much publicity,
It must not be that good.
That's not what people are saying. The critics who've seen it say it's quite good. It's called Juror Number 2.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a review of it here that said it's an excellent movie. And I heard some other reviewers say that this is a really good Clint Eastwood movie, and it's almost like it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, I wonder why that would be the case. I don't think people are purposely ignoring Clint Eastwood, are they? I don't know.
I do.
I ignore him
It's
pretty
Carrie's
much.
fault.
Ever since he had a conversation with a chair, I have stayed away.
And here's good news, Carrie. Kristen Cavallari is back in the dating pool. So.
Is that good news?
I think that's good news for somebody. So, and somebody, she's only dipping her toe back in. I think that's mainly she's dipping her toe in just to see if anybody catches anything.
Where is the dating pool?
It's
Where
over
is
there.
this pool
Look for
that you
Kristen's
dip
toe.
your toe in?
It's right there where Kristen's toe is.
Oh.
All right.
Oh, weather?
Okay, so chilly. Unseasonably so, actually. High of 43 today. Overnight lows in the 20s. We stay that way for the next couple of days. Looks like we warm up a little bit for the weekend, back to kind of more normal for this time of year, mid-50s by Saturday, Sunday, it looks like. But for the next couple of days, it's just stay inside by the fire weather if you have one.
All right. Thank you.
Don't miss.
There was a boy, a very strange and chatty boy.
Yes, that boy, Kyle Brown, longtime friend and participant on the Radio from Hell show. We've known Kyle since he was a high school kid, and now he's, I believe, in his 50s. And he has contributed a lot to our show over the years. We discovered that somebody told us Kyle was ill, and it is true. He has ALS, which is fatal, and he's unable to speak very well anymore. But he's been sending us letters on a weekly basis to let us know how he's doing. And here is the latest letter from Kyle Brown. I titled this one, "What a Difference a Year Makes." 1 year ago this weekend, we moved into our home. 1 year ago, I packed boxes, loaded our trailer several times along with the vehicles, unloaded at the new home. This will sound pompous, but I did the lion's share of the work. I say this because now, 12 months later, I can't stand up without assistance. I can't carry a box, and I can't go up or downstairs. Because of this, it seems like forever ago that we moved into this home. It was mid-March and beautiful spring weather. I wore a T-shirt or a sweatshirt to move us. This year has been a long snow season, and I hate the cold and snow. I haven't been out in the sun in months. I can't wait to be in the sun. In the summer, I used to get a drastic tan or burn line on my thigh and my upper arms from my bicycling outfit. And I would start working on it in March, and by June, at the beach, I looked ridiculous. Yes, that didn't bother me a bit. But now, I don't even want people to watch me eat. I spend most of my time in our bedroom because I sleep there and my desk is in there too. I go to the kitchen to eat once a day because I only eat one big meal a day. I kind of avoid coming out when our kids are around because I think I make them uncomfortable. Our home is slowly accumulating cripple assistance items. First it was a cane, then 2 canes, then a walker, then a handle in the shower, and braces and a wheelchair and rails on the toilet, and all these things that should be in an old folks home or an assisted living facility. Not my home. It's humiliating to have that equipment, and I have the fewest items I can get by with, and I hide them as much as possible from our kids. I could probably use more equipment, though. Yep, 1 year ago, I spent the summer working in the yard, building a shed, painting the entire house, finishing off 2 bedrooms. I ran the electrical. I added a circuit to the electrical box. I did it all. And now I can't get a drink out of the fridge or put on a shirt. Go outside and sit in the sun on your porch or a park sometime soon. Until then, find me on YouTube. search Mr. the number 2 ALS. See my pizza party. And see why I'm married. I don't know. I haven't looked. Cheers, everyone.
I've retweeted it a couple of times.
I don't know what he means.
It.
See why I'm married.
Well,
Just 'cause his wife-
Colleen's in the videos.
Just because she's so beautiful.
Well, no, not just. I mean, she's gorgeous,
Yes,
but
she is.
she's uplifting and charming and
helpful.
You should, I'll see if I can find his latest video and I'll retweet it.
All right.
They're pretty funny. I mean, they're like the letters.
Yeah.
They're like
I haven't. I think I watched one where Kyle was driving. I was supposed to go driving with him, and then what was it? I got RSV and couldn't go.
Oh.
You know, I was feeling, and by the time I got over that, he's now no longer able to drive.
Can't drive anymore.
So yeah, his videos used to be him driving, and now it's her driving, and he's in the passenger.
Oh, maybe I'll go and sit in the back seat.
Yeah,
there you go. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the latest from Kyle Brown. If you want to email Kyle, you can. He's given permission for that, and you can, ask him questions or just commiserate with him. I'll tweet this. I have before, but I'll do it again. It's krb76@hotmail.com. krb76@hotmail.com.
All right.
I think we need dumb right now. Let's be honest.
Oh, we got it. You got more dumb coming than you can handle.
We need silly dumb, not actual dumb.
Okay.
Dum.
Well, so sorry, wrong one.
That's okay.
I need this. Is what I need.
Well, it's
not Trent Falcone.
Not anything going on live nationwide.
No.
So.
What? How's that possible?
He gets a week off. It's amazing. Well, a weekend maybe.
Nice.
But there are still other things that are going on. So on Friday, you have the Dirty Sun Tour. It's ZZ Ward and Angel White over at the Stateroom. ZZ Ward is wonderful. I actually really love her music. She's super fun. So that should be a really good show. Lucero with the Vandaliers over at the Commonwealth Room. Fit for an Autopsy, which I can only assume is a metal band because I can hardly read their actual title. That's going to be at the Complex. And then for all of us that are the emo hearts that are dealing with all of this sadness, the Emo Night Tour over at Metro Music Hall on Friday night.
If only you could tell me Barry Manilow was coming.
I can't, but I can tell you emo music and us emos. Saturday, you have 3 on the Tree with Theoretical Blonde over at the Stateroom. Other things happening this weekend, then concerts. The Living Planet Aquarium Lantern Festival is going on throughout various weekends, starting this weekend through the 1st through the 6th of January. The Scandi Fall Festival, I believe it is the Scandinavian Fall Festival that is going on, happening through this weekend. Starts on Friday, goes through Sunday. The Utah Grizzlies are playing the Tahoe Night Monsters over at Maverick Center all weekend long. On Friday, we've been giving away tickets for this. It's the 2024-2025 Rivalry Series, the U.S. versus Canada female national hockey team, which would be super fun to watch. Saturday, the Utes play BYU. It's that big game. And
Go Utes!
Go Utes! And then
Is that the one they call the Holy War?
Yes, that's the one.
We haven't had one of these games in a while, have
4
we?
years, 5 years, something?
Not that long.
BYU won the last one, I know.
Either way, it'll be a good game. And then the 2024-2025 Winter's Farmers Market at the Gateway starts up on Saturdays. It is going on Saturdays through starting this weekend, and it goes through April. So that'll be super fun. You get your Winter's Farmers Market, still getting all that fresh produce and food.
Meat.
And other little trinkets that are, I'm sure, going to be there. So that's a lot of what is going on this weekend. I'm sure there's more, but everything is up on our website if you want to go check it out, and there's links to everything. So, keep yourself distracted. Go do something.
Where on our website does one find that?
It'll be on our homepage, or you can just search the concert and community calendar.
All right.
All right there for you.
All right. Well,
the last Holy War was the 2021. So
2021.
So 3 years.
3 years. All right.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. All right. 9:40. Got a couple of minutes here.
You didn't tell us anything about your trip.
I need to call my travel agent, though. My trip was really kind of sedate. I mean, it was. I can't, do a lot of physical activity, so I didn't go hiking. People would go hiking, and I stayed in this really nice house that we like in Escalante and read. Essentially.
What did you read?
I was reading a novel.
Why won't you tell me what it is?
It's called Little Big by John Crowley, and I've read it before.
You're being cagey about this novel you're reading.
I just told you the name of it and the author, Gina. I don't see you writing it down. I don't think it's a novel that you would like.
Why not? What's it about?
It's
he doesn't want to talk about it. I don't know why.
It's a novel about. You just wouldn't like it.
I want to know what book you think I wouldn't like. I'm insanely curious
A
now
lot of the
about
books I've read you would not like.
Please give me a quick
I'm reading
plot
also.
synopsis.
It's because I can't. It's too difficult.
I'm not smart enough to follow it. That's what
No,
he's getting
I'm
at.
not smart enough to give you a plot synopsis because there's so much odd stuff going on in the book. It's a very strange novel. I've read it before even. I found it. It's funny. I found a lot of the books that I've kind of gotten attached to over the years when I've been on vacation and I've gone to in a drugstore, and they used to have a lot of paperbacks in a twirl rack or something. And I found it in a twirl rack in Springville, Utah, as a matter of fact, I think, as a paperback. And I thought, well, that sounds interesting. And it's just a very odd book about a family and their relationship to fairies and changelings, and by fairies I mean the little people.
Well, of course.
And world domination and love and loss, and
It's got everything.
There's a lot going on in this book.
And let's see, what else did we do? We went to the Hell's Backbone restaurant, and it was just kind of a very casual down.
It was kind of relaxed.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds nice.
Yeah. I went to Devil's Garden, I've been there before, but again, I can't hike through Devil's Garden now, so I sat in the car outside of it and looked at it.
Did you take your complicated book with you while everybody else went on a hike?
I did. It's a book that you would find you wouldn't care for it. I know you wouldn't.
I'm going to have to read it now. What's it called again?
Little Big by John Crowley. And I don't know how old it is. It's been out for a while.
Okay, you're going to make me read it.
I don't think you should read it.
I'm offended that you think I wouldn't like it.
Did you find it?
Yeah.
What is it? Is there a synopsis or something?
What does it say about it?
It says, John Crowley's masterful Little Big is the epic story of Smokey Barnable, an anonymous young man who travels by foot from the city to a place called Edgewood, not found on any map, to marry Daily Alice Drinkwater, as was prophesied. It's the story of 4 generations of a singular family living in a house that's many houses on the magical border of another world.
Okay.
It's $12. I'm buying it.
Buy it.
What is that, hardback?
You two can have a little book club.
Sure, you can get a paperback.
Or maybe it's out of print.
I don't know. I just downloaded it to Kindle. I bought another copy of it for Kindle.
Oh. All right, we will take a break. We'll be back after some messages and a song to crawl towards the exits. UtahAdvocates.com.
If you've been involved in an accident involving ferries or the little people, or a car, or anything like that, slip and fall accident, the advocates are who you need to call because they're there to help you with the insurance companies is what they're doing. They know how to talk to the insurance companies, and they know how to get you the money that you deserve.
You have no idea what a wonderful feeling it is when the insurance company calls you and you say, shh, speak to my attorney. Oh, it feels so good.
A lot of times the advocates get a hold of the insurance company before they call you and say, please do not call my client.
Yeah, contact me. Do not contact my client.
So if you've been hurt in an accident, I mean, they've helped Katie on a couple of occasions and several other people who've worked here. The advocates are for you. And they don't charge you a dime out of pocket. They only take some money when they get you a settlement. 801-355-5550. That's the number, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, or UtahAdvocates.com.
So my Aunt Nan turned 80.
Yeah.
And for her 80th birthday, she wanted to do a big trip. And part of that trip was Italy, which I joined her on, which we've talked about. Previous to that, she wanted to go to Ireland, which my mom and my sister went with her on that portion of the trip. And part of the reason she likes to go to Ireland, we all like to go to Ireland, is she did family history research and discovered that we are related to Grania O'Malley, the pirate queen of Ireland.
Sure.
I'm sure.
She says we are.
Okay.
Well, if Aunt Nan says it, I believe it, and that settles it.
And Grania O'Malley,
what do we know
born in
about
like the 1500s.
Okay.
And it's a cool story about her. She wanted to go out pirating with Dad. And Dad's like, you're a girl, you can't pirate. And she said, oh, yeah. And so she cut all her hair off and made herself look like a boy. I don't know why a movie hasn't been made about her.
Well, get on that.
And after her father died, she was the pirate queen. And they controlled this whole section of the shores of Ireland, and they were pirates. They would, sail out to ships and say, hey, give me your stuff and get out of here.
Give me your stuff and get out of here.
And get out of here.
A proper
scat.
A proper profession.
There's also a story about how some of her family members were captured by the English. Of course, the English, wreaking havoc on Ireland during this and all times. And she went to England to have it out with the Queen, saying, hey, give me my people back, why don't you? And she sneezed while she was there. And somebody handed her a handkerchief, and she said, thank you. And she blew her nose, and she threw the handkerchief in the fire. And they were like, what? What are you doing? That's a fine piece of cloth that you've thrown in the fire. And she said, that's disgusting.
It's a snot rag.
It's a snot rag, exactly.
These women were a fan club.
A fan club? They're not related?
No.
So Aunt Nan has a fan club now.
And the fan club, they're from Tampa, Florida. Here's what they say. They're ye loyal crew of Grace O'Malley, formed in 1992 when 14 women active in the Tampa community had a vision about forming an organization inspired by a real female Irish pirate from the 16th century. They're 250 members strong.
Why did they do this? Because they didn't have anything else to do.
They are huge. They are geeks about the Pirate Queen of Ireland. And my aunt said, oh, is this your first time to visit? And they said, no, we come every year. Every year they make a pilgrimage to Ireland. They had matching satin jackets. I don't have a picture of that. Matching satin jackets. But the weirdest part of this, and they were taking pictures with my mom and my aunt and my sister. And oh my gosh, I can't believe.
You look just like her.
One of them said, would you let me cut your finger and I'll cut my finger?
Oh, no.
And we can be blood.
No.
She was serious.
Well, that's what they did back in the day.
then I can have. This is how cuckoo crazy for the pirate
queen they are.
Yeah. They found family of the. We could have her blood mixed with our.
You know, I've been meaning to suggest that we do that. Here on the show.
Become blood
siblings.
Didn't you ever do that with your friends?
I think I did do that with some.
You never did that when you were.
I did it with some kid. I forget who it was now.
I remember it came up, and I went, "What?"
It was probably Danny Wright. I was probably blood brothers with Danny Wright.
I'm not cutting myself on purpose.
But you got to mingle your blood.
No.
Oh,
you were always selfish that way.
I know.
You can't have
my precious bodily fluids.
Yeah, you don't give them up easily.
No.
That's sometimes accidentally, but
yeah, sometimes.
Isn't that crazy?
That is strange, though. So and you're kind of like a celebrity,
kinda
to these people.
To these 250 women that are part of this.
I think you should make your life a living hell and start sending them pictures and communicating with them.
Yes. Is there a Facebook page?
Yes,
of course there is.
That's where I got that picture of. I swiped it from.
Well, you need to join,
page.
And then after a couple of years of manipulation, then you will control them, and it will be like either a cult or a gang, depending on the direction you wish to take.
Do that, yeah.
Will they pay me money?
Well, that depends on you.
No, Gina, these are pirates. You have them do your pirate bidding.
Yeah. And
I need you to loot and plunder.
And you take your cut, see? Because you're direct blood relation to the pirate queen. Then part of your booty has to...
your booty.
Well,
you bring it.
Booty.
You bring all of the plunder to me, and then I will...
Yes.
I'm being you, Gina. Bring all the plunder to me, and I will divvy it out amongst you.
Yes.
Which means you would keep the lion's share for yourself.
Course.
So you need a chest. You need a big chest to put the doubloons and jewelry in. You send these women out all over the country.
Exactly.
To rob and plunder in your name.
I like it.
And they have to say, aye, aye.
Although from the looks of them, I don't know what kind of plunder you'd be getting.
No, it's...
A lot of talking T-shirts and...
Got some scissors. Got this ball of string.
Look.
Oh, there's
Look, I have some dress patterns.
Cat food sample I got from the vet. There you go. There you go.
This is not good plunder.
No.
38 cents. There you go.
This is crap plunder.
Crap plunder.
Where are my doubloons?
This is just lint. What is...
I want doubloons.
Brought me lint? Yeah. Well, that's a good idea. I think that's a great idea. You need to take charge of this.
Like I said, either a cult or a gang. It depends on you completely. Which direction it goes.
It would be a crew, wouldn't it?
They're a crew. They spell it crew with a K. They're Ye Loyal Crew of Grace O'Malley.
And they can become the loyal crew of Gina O'Barberi.
I think the first rule of the crew is changing it from a K to a C. I think that's really let's be proper about this. K connotes kind of wackiness. We're serious about plunder.
If this goes well, you could have your own documentary someday.
I do look like her. There's a family resemblance. I've showed you before the painting that I have.
Oh, that's right, that painting.
I should post that.
And why there hasn't been a movie about this yet,
It's
I don't
a cool
know.
I mean, it is a cool
Are you
story.
sure there hasn't?
I don't think so. I mean, maybe there has that I'm not aware of, but...
Take a look. Get on that screenplay. There's
Okay.
something for you to do.
No, I can't. There's a writer's strike. I can't.
Oh, well, you're not in the union.
Oh, that's...
So you're fine. You can develop all you'd like.
Oh, okay.
I think that's a great idea for a story. All right. Well, all right then. I look forward to your plunder.
Your booty.
No crap plunder.
Share some good plunder with us. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
All right. 9:54.
I did see the world's largest amount of jerky in one place when I went on my
Like officially, or is this anecdotal?
anecdotally. I went to a Flying J in Scipio. I've never seen so much jerky in my entire
different
life.
sorts of
Yes,
jerky?
just different brands. There was one rack from one end of the store to the other with different kinds of jerky.
Didn't realize there was that much demand for jerky.
I had no idea. They had a thing you could buy like a blanket of jerky. It was like $90. One big giant sheet of jerky.
What would you even do with that?
Eat it.
Cover yourself with it and eat it slowly? Is that?
I don't think they called it a blanket.
Oh.
They called it a, I don't know.
Shawl?
A slab?
A sheet?
Maybe it was a slab of jerky.
Oh, okay.
But it was big. Heavy. Meat. I've never seen so much. Honestly, I stood there with my mouth open, agape. And if
Did
we
you
had
buy any jerky?
No,
Out of all that jerky,
no,
you
I
didn't
didn't
buy-
realize they were waiting for me in the car. I was
You were distracted by
yeah,
jerky.
standing there at the Flying J in Scipio going,
Bill, let's go.
okay, I'm coming.
Distracted by jerky.
That'd be a good name for a song.
Or a novel.
Or an record album.
Mm-hmm.
I was reading reviews of that book. People
Yeah.
hated it.
Really?
Well, I'm glad you bought it. I'm glad that I got you to spend $12 on something that I told you, didn't I, that you would not like.
Yeah, but
Didn't I?
But I get the sense that you
Didn't I?
But
No.
do you like it?
Yes, that's why I'm reading it a second time.
They were like, nothing happens in this
It's
book.
not for everyone.
I'm every woman.
And the reviews that you are reading are of the schlubs that leave reviews. What? If you read the critics' reviews, they're mostly favorable.
Uh-huh. I feel like it's like Radiohead.
But I did exactly what
Like
I
you're supposed
I
to.
did exactly what I wanted to do. Suckered you into spending $12 for something you'll hate.
14.
Oh, good, even better.
Oh, the shipping, yeah.
Oh, jerky, man.
Okay. All right, let's do the promo and crawl toward the exits.
Thursday's Radio from Hell show will have the sweet distraction of geek news on the radio.
The sweet distraction of Real Housewives of Salt Lake recap with Victoria.
The sweet distraction of Boner of the Day, Frank Chris Presents, and Beat Gina.
Sweet.
Radio from Hell, your shiny keys, Thursday morning here on X96.
I've got lots of other books I could get you to spend money on that I know you'd hate. Books that I like. I'd like you to read The Master and Margarita.
The Master and Margarita.
It's a Russian novel.
Didn't know they had margaritas in Russia.
It's a woman's name.
Oh, okay.
Jeez.
All right. Fine job as always, Katie. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
I like my meat separated.
Artie Fuffkin is next.
Because